And welcome to the Party Dungeon. This is Dungeon Party. As always, I'm your DM, Blake Peebles, and here is your cast. How's it going, everybody?
Good.
Hello.
Hey.
Ooh, we got a little bit of freeze going on, but it should be
classic,
okay.
iconic.
We're off to a good start.
Yeah, we got a bit of freeze going on, but it'll even itself out eventually.
Thank
It
you,
looks like
OBS.
it's done so. All right, we're good to go. Mostly. I'm a little freezy, but you guys look fine, so fuck it. Hello, we're gonna play some D&D.
Freezy, beautiful.
Freezy, beautiful. Cover girl, of course. We're gonna play some D&D today, like we do every week. Every
single week.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday. Before we jump into it, does anybody have any announcements or any bits that they would like to do?
I got some I want to share.
All right.
I think this is gonna. I've discovered something. Oh, stream might have just died. Unclear.
Is
No,
this the bit?
No, it was not that. That is not the bit. All right, I have something I wanna share with all the gamers because I think this might help people. So we're
gonna find the geeks and gamers in the crowd.
Yeah. No, so as like any gamer, you know, I love using my controller, mouse, and keyboard for games. But like any good gamer, I love unbranded cheese powdered snacks, you know. But the problem is, of course, then that you get the cheese powder all over your nice white controller. There's gotta be a better way. So I discovered this monstrosity.
No.
Oh shoot, you really
So
like
your hands
scissor
are
it.
fine,
Nice.
and you can just get in there and get your cheese snacks, and
Oh,
your hands
Holy-
never touch the cheese,
That's Wolverine right there. That's
and then
like
you can just keep playing. And
Why,
like,
why did
this is not like a product I had paid for. I just found these and thought they were awesome, and now I'm sharing it with my fellow gamers.
that is awesome.
do they
left
need to be
a bunch of
attached to your
those.
fingers in order to work, or could regular chopsticks work?
I mean, you could just use chopsticks, but then you need to like pick them up and put them down. Whereas with this, you can just
You still,
You're right.
you still kind of do have to like move your hand away from
well,
the
yeah,
controller.
you gotta take
use-
your hand away from the controller, but you
It
leave
removes
them
one
on.
step. It removes exactly
You're
one
right. You're
step.
right. Fair
You
enough.
leave them on. They're comfortable.
Yeah.
You know,
And when I
I
need to
guess you
hit that
could. I guess you
Hogger's
could
headshot,
position
I need
the
to be
bag. You could position the bag
Hoggers.
in front of your mouse and just go for it.
Ugh. I wish tertiary arms were like a real thing. Just
One
a
day.
third arm to shovel Cheetos.
To just
like,
put the snacks in.
cheese snacks
We
in your mouth
invent,
while
like-
you.
We invent like the Dr. Octopus technology, but just to feed gamers.
No, the little
Yes, for
stitch
gamers.
arms that come out of your stomach.
No,
Yeah.
scorpion
No.
Stitch.
What?
out of your butt, and then it it sticks into the Cheeto.
That too.
I think to each their own, you know. Whoever wants whatever they want.
Like, I don't know if I've ever seen you so disappointed at something I brought up on
I'm just like-
stream. This.
It's, you know.
I just like how well thought out it was. You censored the logo, so we.
Oh yeah, you know,
Yeah.
we have
did you?
unbranded cheese powder snacks.
Can't you
Nope.
just stick your tongue into the bag, and the stick will stick to your tongue?
Yeah.
What?
Go iguana mode.
Like,
My tongue can't get to the bottom of the bag. There's just
How
it's-
short
That's
is
like
your
a you
tongue?
problem.
yeah, it's true.
Uh-oh.
I guess tongues get longer with age.
I don't know if everybody just got really quiet there for a second, or okay. I
Just
thought
went silent.
I thought
Nobody
I
was
froze.
talking. Nobody was talking.
I was like, oh no, stream broke. But no,
We were all
nobody.
just thinking about tongues.
Yeah. Holy shit! 2 years of subbage from Nick. Thanks, man.
Yeah, me too, but you don't see me bragging about it.
Okay. Does anybody else have any cherished bits that they would like to participate in?
All right, y'all. It's time for another round of What's Chelsea Playing? Guys, I have a great, super relatable
Observe.
question for you. what do you do when
My tactics.
your dad is supposed to fly in from Australia and his flight makes it to LA, but then his next flight into Philly gets super canceled and you're freaking out, having a meltdown? You open up your old Skyrim save apparently
Yeah.
to cope with your anxiety over things that are absolutely out of your control. And you also have your boyfriend teach you how to mod. So that's what I've done. I beat what did I beat? I beat Dark Brotherhood.
Nice.
Funsies.
Do you get Skelly Horse?
I did. I love it. Yeah. He's here now. It took a while, but... But yeah. But my dad is here, and that's real fun.
Is he gonna play with us?
Nope. I don't think so.
I'm just playing Everett this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, remember how I said, like, I'm probably gonna play nothing but, Lego... I almost said Sky Wars. Jesus.
Sky Wars, baby.
Star
Isn't that
Wars.
Final Fantasy not 10?
Yeah. But yeah, no, the only way to distract me from flight cancellations and bullshit was Skyrim. Good old Rumple Teaser is back,
Good old
baby!
Sean,
Could you name
thank
all
you
the
for
mods
the
you're
23
using?
months. Much
Yeah, what mods
appreciated.
did you install?
We don't mod
What mod?
here.
What mods
That's
did we
illegal.
install?
You know, like immersive wenches, dungeon wenches, the whatever that really like the all the goddess statues redone. You know, just a couple of the basics.
Skyrim
Sonic the
Wenches.
Hedgehog NSFW.
Oh, my very favorite mod, Schlongs of Skyrim. I suppose.
Observe my tactics.
There's actually one on the front page the other day that was really good. Hold on, let me go find it.
No, what did I get? I
Yeah.
got,
You have a pretty, I would say,
Basic,
conservative mod
yeah.
list. You got some good ones in there. You have, you know, Ordinator, or I don't know how it's pronounced. The one that
One that
redoes
makes
all
the
perk
skill tree better.
trees.
Yeah.
And then there's, you know, SKSE, Sky UI.
Oh, I got the museum.
Oh yeah, Legacy of the Dragonborn.
That's a
Great
really
mod,
fun one.
especially if you're a completionist. This turned into a real segment instead of me just trying to find dirty mods.
Less the Argonian in real life.
In real life.
Bless the Argonian Volume 3 or whatever.
I gotta say, when
The
I was
extended fanfic.
when I was adding mods to play Skyrim VR, Jess would like see the mod list and she'd be like, install that one, and it was always like the huge boob mod. I was like, I'm not adding that. You did tell me to do that.
Oh, and I was reunited with the love of my life, Serana. The whole
Sriracha?
time. Yep, Sriracha. Yeah. Big fan.
Spicy.
She's just so amazing. Let's.
I put it
yeah.
on my pizza.
This has been another round of Chelsea Sims for Serana.
Fair enough. Just so
Guys,
you guys know, because you aren't experienced in this, but me and chat are. Every time somebody does a sub alert, the sound plays about 2 minutes later. Because I still haven't fixed the OBS problem, so it's a really fun surprise when I see somebody sub and then out of nowhere Odeon Ishchar just starts yelling.
Do people call OBS OBS?
I don't think so.
Obs.
In any case, would you
Go
guys like
away.
to play Dungeons and Dragons now?
Yeah, before I talk about the new TFT set.
We're not going to talk about the new TFT set.
Gamer Talk is
Okay.
banned for the next week.
That is actually true. We can't talk about video games. That is real. Could you actually play the music though? That'd be just the fucking sickest thing in the whole world. No?
Play that funky music.
There we go. All right, guess what, guys? I wrote an intro. I wrote a recap. I'm gonna do
poem
that
form?
now. Not as a poem. I can't claim the greatness.
Still not as good as Phoenix.
I can't claim the greatness of Phoenix's DMing, but I did write an intro, and I'm gonna try to do that now because, it's not that hard. Anyway, last time on Bright Futures, our heroes, after thwarting an insidious plot to destroy Kelshar and uncovering the makings of an insidious plot taking place within their own institution, took some much-needed downtime. Turn, newly returned to the program and missing his memories, joined Everett in remedial classes, while the rest of the students worked on their own individual projects. Septon and Una worked on passion projects. It's Una. They worked on passion projects.
Start over.
No! Shandi apprenticed with a blacksmith, and Tether mended her relationship with Elitha, if only to look for a way into reversing her half-demon condition together. Eventually, Zymorian Independence Day rolled around, and the crew, along with Una's childhood friends, enjoyed the festivities together. After a fun-filled day and a rather awkward breakup, the group returned home, new Mudwolf pup in tow. In just a few days, the headmaster, Casimir Orien, will be leaving town on business, and the students have quite the plan for when he does.
What plan?
Well, that's what we're going to find out, isn't it?
We're not doing anything.
Well, you don't have to, if you don't want to. But he is leaving on Thursday, coming back on Monday. It is Tuesday night as you guys return home with your Mudwolf. You've made sort of a pen for it.
It's not completed, so I just figured we'd keep him inside.
Does that fly with everyone? I know Everett cannot voice his concerns about that enough. Everett is not a huge fan of Auna.
There's dirt on the floor of girls' room, right?
Yeah.
Auna will be right at home in there.
But I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to let the dog sleep in the same room with you, especially like in the first few weeks of having it. It needs like a separate sleeping area, just based on what I've read in dog training. Because then it'll get too comfortable and it'll start thinking it's the alpha when one of us needs to be the alpha.
Which of us is the alpha?
I don't know. It
I
doesn't
could
really
be an
matter,
alpha.
just as long as it's not the dog.
Well, I don't think it should sleep inside either. That's just my opinion.
No, I do think the best place for it's outside. I'm not sure where. Alright, we'll just set it down. Could I possibly speak to this thing? Nope, there is no way.
You could stay in the basement.
We have a basement?
You don't
mean the
have a
dungeon?
basement. There's
That's been boarded off to us?
It sounds like a great place.
But there's like bad things happen down there.
Oh,
Only if you go through the door.
what sort of bad things?
Isn't the door like immediately there though?
Yeah, but there's a room.
But now we
But
can
I thought
have
it was blocked off to us because they were.
It wasn't blocked off. It has been sort of mapped out by the guards, and there's a bit of a guard presence there. But there is that first opening room where you fought the stone person.
There could be
We could give the guards
a
something to
mud
do.
elemental garden the dungeon. Ooh,
Okay.
sounds pretty cool to me.
Turn, could you like speak up a little bit? For me?
You
Who's in
are
the
a
same
little
room as
quiet
you?
there.
Oh, I was
think
just saying
since-
it sounds pretty.
I think because we've
Ooh.
installed the air conditioning since our last session, it's just a little bit harder to hear you.
Everyone here is so mean to me.
Well, whatever you do with the dog, just like we should probably keep it away from people that it could kill. So.
It's not gonna kill anybody. Look at that face. Look at the little face.
Just the tongue just hanging out completely to one side.
It's just a matter of making sure it's socialized, so it's not scared of humans.
Well, being
Orien,
scared of humans isn't the problem so much as it will kill humans.
Because when they're scared, that's when they
Yeah, but,
are
like,
aggressive.
We
Yeah,
kill humans.
Dogs are like that, but this isn't a dog, so.
Yeah, it is. It's just a
No,
little puppy.
it looks like a dog, but it's not a dog.
That's not very nice.
Well, no, that's just true. It's an elemental. It's like a creature of Earth.
I'm gonna go to the basement and put him to bed, and you guys can have the conversation.
Okay, I mean, I don't want.
Alright.
All right.
Have a nice walk. Listen, it can't kill anybody yet, so it's not a problem yet. And therefore, we shouldn't think about it.
All right.
People have like pet wolves and things that can easily kill somebody, but they train it.
Yeah, but that's like a wolf. This is, it's not my place. It's your guys' dog. I'm just gonna, when it grows up and like kills a bunch of people, like just remember this,
Oh, well. Alright, I'm going to bed. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Good night.
Oh, I get up to my bed. I forgot to bring my sheets in from the wash, and it's probably still drying. Is there a?
It's probably dried by now. I mean,
Oh,
when'd you do it?
I think before going to the festival.
Oh, it's been all day. They're definitely.
All right.
yeah.
How's the weather? Is the weather good
it's
for?
a nice spring. Yeah, nice warm spring day. It was.
Pull my sheets off the clothesline. Smell that fresh air, dried scent, and I make my bed and I crawl in, and I say, I haven't slept in the bed in a very long time.
Well, you've been here for a week or two, so you have, but.
But I haven't been sleeping on the bed.
Oh, okay. Tether, you have no problem putting Ouna in the basement room. There's a guard stationed at the entrance who just goes like, sure, whatever. He doesn't really seem to care that much.
I'll put some like balls of like mud, clay, different mineral composites in there.
I mean, the room itself is made of like stone and earth already.
I know,
So
but
it's
to play
pretty
with and to snack on.
it's pretty easy to like gather up some stuff even just in the room if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ouna seems
And I'll do
content.
some quick like throw in the air.
Ouna hobbles around and sort of bats a little bit at some of the stuff, but pretty quickly does tucker out. It's been a long day for the little pup.
Okay. Tether will leave, tell the guard, if he does anything, you're gonna wake me up, okay?
Right, will do.
This is my responsibility. If anything happens, it won't be on you.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Safe sleep there, Tether.
But if you want to play with him,
I'm
play with him when he's not sleeping.
I'm on duty, I probably won't play with your mud dog.
Their names is Ouna,
Cool.
and even though they don't know their name yet, could you, if you have any means to go downstairs, can you make sure to call them Ouna just so they get acclimated to their name?
Sure thing. If I end up going down there, I will make sure to refer to them as Ouna.
I've noticed they like earth with more silt in it, that's just my observation from the day. Do you know how to identify silt?
I can figure out how.
Okay, so let's talk about the three main components of soil. There's silt, there's clay, and there's loam.
I think, why don't you go to bed, and I'll ask some of my researcher friends. I think it'll be okay, alright, for the night.
You have researchers friends?
I mean, yeah, I'm a guard at a library. Of course I have researcher friends.
Okay, so when you ask, let me know what they say.
I will, Tether.
Awesome. What's your name again?
My name is Smithson.
Smithson. Okay.
Jeremy Smithson. I've worked
Okay.
as a guard my whole life, and I'm honored to work here at the Bright Futures Initiative under the
Until I took an arrow to the knee.
under the genius instruction of one Captain Sheena.
Guys, don't get the names of guards. If Blake gives them names, he can kill them.
They can
That's
become
okay.
beloved
Those
members
anyway.
of the writing characters and then die.
They can be used for character development if they get names.
Okay, do you think it'd be better if I slept right next to you, just in case you can get...
No, I
me
think it'd be
quickly?
better. I used to have hounds actually back when I was working in more of a private guard sort of situation. There was a hound master, and the hounds had to sleep in their own area, away from the hound master and away from the rest of us. So, if this thing's anything
well-
like a hound, then
Okay, I'll be back in 5.
no. Why would you be back in 5?
At 5.
Oh, at 5. Sure, I'll be here.
Okay, thank you.
Yo.
And, well, Silt and... Luna. Well, that's all we know. Okay,
What's this?
like, for, like,
So long.
no, it's like a congenial thing of, like, the high five.
I kind of work for you, so I don't really know how I feel about doing the high five thing. Like, not to be too off-putting, but the last guard that got really close with you guys ended up drowned, so, like, we can keep it
Don't worry,
professional.
he was resurrected after that.
I'd rather just not drown in the first place, so let's keep a very professional relationship. How about?
Okay, so Jeremy afraid of drowning. Good to know. Okay, bye.
Okay, that's a pretty standard fear, I feel like. Alright, yeah, you head on back, and you head to bed, and you all get your long rest. So, that is Tuesday night. Wednesday morning, I assume you do go pester Jeremy and hang out with, Awuna, but we don't need, unless you have something you're specifically looking to do, we don't need to roleplay through that. Hogarth and Willow are still here. They're here for another day. If there's anything that you guys want to do with them, I assume Everett wants to hang out with Hogarth, which he can do. But if there's anything you want to do, let me know. If not, we can sort of fast forward through. I will say though, Casimir Orien is leaving Thursday afternoon. So if you guys want to make any plans or anything about what you want to do, now would be the time.
One night, while Tether and Una are going to bed, we're finally doing it.
Finally. 8 weeks in the making.
Ooh.
Is this gonna
So-
be? Is this the night of the festival or the following night? Do you care?
Could have been. It could be like Monday night. I
Well,
don't
it couldn't
care.
be Monday night because
Never mind.
it was Tuesday.
It could be Tuesday
Okay,
night,
cool.
a night before Thursday. Una's like cuddling into bed, and then just goes, hey, Heather, you awake?
Yeah, I'm watching my dung beetle roll a little ball.
Great. So, how are you?
I'm pretty good. It's mostly dirt, not much dung, so it doesn't smell.
Cool. I'm good too. Remember when we went to the Underdark?
And we met Arrow Lady.
Yeah, her. Remember Mirale?
Was that one of the what did the creatures look like that like
No,
were-
she was like the lawyer person who she made you be an expert in cults.
Oh yeah, she said I did a good job.
You did it great.
I made
So she sent me a letter.
Which one?
I'm
just kidding.
You're funny. It was like a written letter.
Was it like, hi,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah. So like the nice thing to do when you get a letter is like write back so she doesn't think I'm being rude or anything.
Okay. Do you need
But
paper?
no, I already wrote it on this piece of paper.
Oh,
Could you just proofread it for me? Or maybe I'll read it to you.
okay.
I can read
You,
it.
Una, are asking me, Tether, to proofread something you wrote.
I just need to say
No,
it out
no,
loud before I
I'm
send
super
it.
excited.
I'm not. Okay. Here it goes. Oh, so her letter to me was basically like, "Hey, I like you a lot." That was the basic gist.
Is it like a, um, is it like a house party second floor type of thing?
Yeah.
That's when we. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
My palms are already sweaty.
yeah, same. The paper's dripping. So here it goes. Okay, first paragraph. Dear Mirale. Second paragraph. Thank you very much for your letter and your incredible kindness while we traversed the Underdark. My group and I are deeply grateful for your help getting us out of that situation. Third paragraph. This next part is difficult. Period. I didn't want to leave your letter unanswered, and it's only fair to you if I am honest here. Maybe I shouldn't send this to her.
I think you should. And even though my stomach hurts right now, even listening to it, I think it's a good idea.
Is it bad? Did I choose the wrong words?
I don't know yet because I haven't heard the whole thing.
Okay, it's really fair to you if I'm honest here. Okay, I have two strong loyalties that need my attention. My family and this beautiful band of nitwits who have become my responsibility and my home. I actually like that one. I am still
What's
so
a nitwit?
we'll add that to your notebook.
Okay.
I am still so young and trying to figure everything out too fast. With that said, I am afraid that I can't be who you want me to be. As cliche as it sounds, I hope we can still be friends if our paths ever cross again. Fourth paragraph. But I also totally understand if you wish to send all the forces of the Underdark to destroy me and my friends. Wouldn't be the worst thing the bright futures have faced. Your friend, Una. You know what, she's gonna bang her head into her pillow and just kind of scream.
Okay. I think the last paragraph is very funny, but I
It
don't
was
want to give
supposed to be,
anyone any ideas.
so I should delete
So maybe,
it.
or like put an arrow, circle it and put an arrow, and then at the end of the arrow put this is a joke.
Well, I was hoping she would get that it's a joke. What if she's not? What if she doesn't? I will do that. I'm gonna or no. What if I do a little haha smiley face? An emoji. Fantasy.
Okay. Sure.
A little
Add
a
that
little
to
laughing,
the canon.
A little laughing. With a speech bubble saying ha 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 ha.
Yeah, and then they could be holding
A little winky face. No winky face.
no winky face, but then the face could also have a body, and the body is writing a note, and if you look closely, the note is the note you're writing.
Ooh. I love that. I am actually sweating. Method acting. um. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do the smiley face and ha 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 ha.
Okay, cool.
Is that mean?
No, because she was forward, so you can be forward back.
I don't have to be. Or I cannot send anything back, and it'll just be like, oh, it never got, your letter never reached the surface. That's what she'll think instead.
Or that might prompt her to write another one. That'll make
Okay.
it even worse. I think you should add something. I think you should change the wording of the third paragraph to make it a little more direct. Literally say, you're great and you helped us out, but I do not like you like that.
That's exactly what I said. I said, I'm afraid that I can't be who you want me to be. That's exactly what I said.
That's not exactly what you said, because I think the way you said it means because people change, that means you could change to be a person that she wants you to be. So it leads to the possibility that she might still pursue it further.
I'm not saying I can't right now. I'm saying I can't. Period.
See, if I heard that, I would be like, oh, she can't be the person that I want her to be.
No,
but that means she's regretful that she can't be the person that I want her to be, which means if I tell her that she's enough, that means she would like me again.
No, she's...
Just say, I would be like, hi, I do not like you like that. Sorry, you are great. And then I would underline that I do not like you.
I don't know. That's so mean.
Why is it mean? You're just being direct.
That's not me. I mean, maybe I should ask Septon. No, I don't want to do that.
Or
should I?
Septon's famously good at breaking up with people.
Yeah, you know.
Funny
Septon's
thing
a
is,
fucking master.
I had this whole thing planned before you had your breakup. I'm gonna sleep on it.
Or we could do more symbolism, and you could, with the note, you could do like a rose, which means love, but then like a death cap, which means death. So it's like, this love is dead.
I don't think we ever got as far as love, and like, the friendship is not dead. Because again, I don't want to burn any bridges, which is exactly why I put that joke in the end about please don't hurt us.
Okay, so everything is good. Just, I think third paragraph should be a little more direct, saying you're great. Let's be friends. I don't like you like that.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Even though that's exactly what I said. Good night.
Wait. Have you seen my beetle?
Oh no. Is the beetle
It's
in
okay.
my bed, Blake?
It's okay. Let's go to bed. Donatello will be somewhere when we wake up.
Might be in your bed. You don't feel a beetle in your bed though. But listen, you live in girls' room. There have been bugs in your bed.
That's fine. Yeah. That's fine.
Alright, cool. You head on to bed. If you
We
do
did it!
if you do send the letter, just
Send the letter,
send me the text of it.
Yep.
Cool. Alright, yeah. That's Tuesday night. It's Wednesday. Assume some hanging
My
out.
dudes.
If there's nothing you want to do specifically with Hogarth and Willow, you can hang out with them. They are coming back for the dance in a couple of months, so it's not too permanent a goodbye. Everett hangs out with Hogarth a lot. Sort of imprinted on him a little bit.
Like in Twilight?
Yep.
No, not like in
exactly
Twilight.
Exactly like Twilight.
Like a small animal. Michael, just so you know, you're sort of off screen if you want to go towards your window a little more. Perfect. Cool. Yeah, so if there's any planning you guys want to do, or anything you want to do before Thursday, or anything at all.
I think we should plan on Wednesday.
You can-
I would initiate planning on Wednesday. I would walk into the living room where I'd assume my friends would be and say, planning time.
Pop my head in the living room and say, "Oh, all right."
Should we go plan in the hut so we make sure nobody's listening in?
I was going to say let's plan in the dungeon so Awuna could be a part of it, but that's smarter.
I mean, the hut could be anywhere, right? You could put the hut right here. You could put the hut in the dungeon.
I guess the hut could be here.
You'd have to like move the table, but yeah, you
Yeah.
could probably put the hut here.
Oh,
Well, I think the
no,
hut
move the
table could be in the hut.
Yeah, you could fit the
And
table in the hut. It would just,
I don't know how it
Just
works with
throw
objects.
a table.
Like, you could put the hut around the table. It's just gonna make it more difficult and uncomfortable for the rest of you to be in there.
Well, the hut can fit 9 people.
Yeah, but it's also 10 feet.
True.
So, like, you could fit 9 people comfortably in open space. Not so comfortably if there's other stuff in there.
Is it a 10-foot?
Radius?
Wait. The
I think
10-foot
so.
radius. I don't know if we could even fit it in this room.
It'd be a close squeeze, but yeah.
Yeah, it's 10-foot radius.
This is the biggest room in your house, the living room / kitchen. So, like, you could definitely fit it in here. It would just be a squeeze.
Oh, living room combined is like a kitchenette.
Yeah, you've got
Oh my
you've
God,
got your
changes
appliance
everything.
you've got your appliances on one end of the room, and then it just sort of melds into the living room.
Appliances.
Right, the fantasy toaster.
No, like
fantasy-
The dishwasher.
your furnace and cauldrons and pots and stuff, for if you do want to do cooking on your own. But it is more of a kitchenette though, because there's a mess hall, like a few yards away from where you live. So
It's like a Robertson.
yeah, it is. It is like that. Yeah, but fantasy.
All right, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Septon will throw up the hut in the house.
Cool.
Okay. Operation break into Headmaster's office and bring to light his horrible deeds.
See how connected to the deeds he is.
Okay, semantics.
Septon, you gave us that speech weeks ago, about not leaving a trace. So I feel like that should probably be a priority for us. Is like get in, get our information, get out, sort of deal.
Right. Yeah. If we can, we make it look like nothing happened.
If we can.
Okay, so Everett, you can bring how many people with Dimension Door?
1.
Cool. And
Okay.
me in turn can scale the wall and come through the window. So
Windows
Everett
are so.
brings
Here's the
Una.
thing about the windows, though, because I sort of did some scouting on my own, and also I know the layout. There are windows, but they're really small. Like, you guys probably won't be able to fit through them.
Well, I could.
Potentially, as like a little creature, you could.
Or
But like people couldn't probably fit through the windows.
well, I could fit one other person.
How?
I could turn into gas turn,
Ah.
and then turn into like a cider or something.
I can.
So are the windows shuttered? Or are they closed?
There's bars.
How
yeah, okay.
conscious is he if he's gas turn? Like, does he know where
Well,
to go?
when he's gas thrown, he's always conscious. Am I right? I'm just kidding. He's very conscious.
Something we should keep in mind, just from my experience with dangerous magical criminals, which we believe our headmaster to be. There's oftentimes, defenses in place. They could.
I have
I
a
could be
wonderful,
anywhere.
amazing. I have a wonderful, amazing, beautiful idea.
Yeah.
What if none of us do it?
What?
Acorn Gang? Oh.
No.
No.
I have some friends who do some things that some might say leans left of the law. And if we hired them, I'm sure I could get a discount because we're friends.
How much do they charge?
I don't know, probably something, like a couple thousand.
I don't
We have
really
time for this?
I don't
much
have
money.
that money.
I pull out my coin purse, which jingles the sound of 9 silver.
I'll talk to them. I'll run over and talk to them right now and ask them.
Well, how about we make a plan if they can't, and then you can go talk to them.
I'm a little concerned that you have connections with what sounds like some sort of crime syndicate.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, was this like
That's okay, they're nice people.
right the whole memory thing?
yeah.
Believe me, there's way
so they're
worse
just, like-
connections than the crime syndicate.
Oh, all right. Well, then I suppose I won't be too worried about
I
it.
suppose I could say there's worse connections than that crime syndicate.
How many crime syndicates do you know?
At least 2.
Well,
I can add it to our recap lessons.
3
Much
if you count the
appreciated.
Acorn Gang.
Yeah.
and what is
Yeah.
the Acorn Gang?
Aw.
It's a bunch of squirrels.
Tether does the call.
They. You
And we
hear.
have our, remember our,
Yeah,
do you remember our
I
post?
remember it. Yeah, you hear like small little feet as a bunch of squirrels just like.
Tether cast fog cloud.
Unfortunately, they come up and see an opaque dome and look really confused.
Honestly, they wouldn't even hear the
Oh, they
call.
won't even hear the call. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you're right.
Unless Tether stuck her head out.
Tether. Yeah,
Tether
Tether will jump out.
Yeah, Tether, you guys can come and
All
go
right,
from
the
the dome.
Acorn Gang does their little pose.
I poke my head out of the dome. Oh, well, that's adorable. Did you train them to do that?
Well, we talked about it for a while, and we all agreed this was the most intimidating thing.
It's maybe the least intimidating thing you've ever seen, but it is a surprisingly well coordinated effort from a bunch of squirrels.
All right. I sit back down in the dome. Well, it's very intimidating, I must say. I'm shaking in my wee boots.
I'll cast Speak with Animals to let them know what he said.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Haha, got him.
I know. Okay, guys, could you stay around for a little bit? I'm gonna make a plan that I might ask you guys to help with.
All right, yeah, we can do whatever, boss. We've actually,
Okay.
we got some catching up to do, but we can do it later.
Oh, we can do it right now. I'm so sorry.
No,
I've
we'll
been
do it
so
later.
busy.
We have to go do some stuff right now, but we'll be back.
Okay, I'll gather some seats for you guys or something.
Oh yeah! Hell yeah!
Okay, cool. Also, I know you guys like the dungeon basement. You hang out there sometimes.
Well, yeah,
Um,
there's this weird fucking mud thing in there now. So we haven't really been in there recently since the statue came to life and tried to kick the shit out of yous. So
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to warn you about the dog in there.
yeah, we saw it.
Okay,
Thanks though.
no problem. Okay, bye guys.
Bye. They skitter on off.
Okay.
So I just had a thought. How high is Casimir's office off the ground?
It's the top of the library. Tether, you have actually been there before, so you do know the layout. It is the top floor of the library. It's equal to the top floor of the library, so it's 60, 70 feet up there.
Okay. If we can get it, we can easily get into second, third floor of the library, right?
Yeah, it's
That
open.
shouldn't be a problem for us.
Open to you. Yes.
Right. So hear me out. The gloves of the porter have a range of 60 feet. Tether drops a portal in the library. Wild Shapes flies in the window.
I can't
Drops-
fly, unfortunately, but I'll crawl.
I'll polymorph into a bee. I'll
Oh, I can-
fly up there.
So keep in mind when
I
you
can't fly either, can I?
you can, but when you polymorph, your mental stats match the mental stats of the creature. So polymorphing into a bee would probably not be a good idea.
True. Okay.
I think it's best for me to do that.
Right. Probably best for you. You crawl up there as a spider. You go in the window. You revert back. You open the portal. You can all just walk in.
Okay.
Don't
Somebody stays guard in the library. Make sure the portal's
For the
hidden.
portals, do you have to see the location?
That'd be on the sheet.
Once per day, as an action, the wearer can summon 2 immediate freestanding portals. The portals are connected to each other. Objects may enter one and come out through the other and occupy the same space. As a bonus action, the wearer can move the portals. Or as an action, move both portals. If either portal is ever more than 60 feet away from the wearer, both portals disappear. So technically,
You don't have to.
we could go even further than 60.
Yeah. The portals both get created simultaneously, though, and then you have to use
Right.
actions to move them around.
Okay. Tricky.
The other thing would be, again, like Everett said, if Casimir has something in his office that blocks magic,
Yeah.
or detect, or even like
Well,
alerts him that magical things are happening.
I can also get in the room because I can go to the ethereal plane. But again, he might have warding. There was that down in the basement with the trivia guy. He had warding on his chamber that I couldn't get through. So.
Okay. Do you, Everett? Can you detect magic?
I have it popped out. Let me see.
Maybe. Let me think about it real quick.
Nope.
Check the book.
I don't think I can. I think I can dispel magic, but I'm pretty sure I can't detect magic.
I was gonna say
is so
you could just kind of.
Which is a really good choice.
Yeah,
say
he could
maybe
dispel
you could,
magic
like-
but not detect.
I cannot detect magic.
Okay. I was gonna say maybe you could do a little recon, see what.
I can
What's good up
identify
there?
stuff, but I mean,
I'll admit, Everett, there's a hole in your repertoire there.
yeah, I agree. I should probably rectify that somehow.
Okay, but so the gloves of the porter might be something to think about.
Yeah.
Could
You
I?
only use them
could I-
once if they get deactivated.
Right, so whoever has them would have to make sure to like stay in the right spot.
Once,
If,
yeah.
if we have to make them both at the same time, and you can use a, you can like make them move. Would I be able to make them move as a spider?
No, you can't use magic items when you're in your wild shape. They meld into your form. Unless it's an item specifically attuned to being used while you're wild shaped.
Well, I don't have to be a spider until I get to the window, so I can just like crawl up, and then when I look through the window, I can put it there and then transform.
You don't even have to transform. You crawl up, fire it through the window, fire one on the ground, then come back down. We all just walk through the ground. Portal.
Well, Tether probably would not be able to come all the way down to the ground, because that would likely put her out of range of one of them.
Okay. Still.
I mean, it's a good idea. If there's anywhere, if I had to guess, as far as like, if there's anywhere that is trapped, it'd probably be the door or the windows, or maybe like a desk or a safe or something. So if we can avoid actually going through those things, that's probably a good idea.
Okay, and then when we get there, Everett, you can dispel things 3 times. Well, technically 4 times.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't
So-
be able to dimension door, so...
I mean, hopefully we don't have to with the gloves.
Right. But just,
And so-
it's an easy out if we need to get out quick.
Well, you and one other person, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's like we can probably hopefully dispel the desk, the safe, and 2 other things. There.
I don't
And
know
with
that
one
those
of my
things
friends-
are there or not. I'm not.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's just a guess.
No, we're all just guessing here.
Alright.
One of my friends is a professional dispeller. of things, especially things like safes and stuff. So we go in there with with the gloves. We get in there, and then we should try to be out there as soon as possible. I was thinking about using the Acorn Gang as a scouts. So hope we can let one into into Hagen so they can wait outside the door to let us know if someone's coming or anything. And outside the window.
So what exactly are we doing with the gloves then?
I mean, I can be a scout and telepathically link to you guys.
Oh,
so
true. Perfect.
It's gonna be linked to whoever's in the room anyway.
Probably more reliable than a squirrel.
My one thing is you're probably the best of picking locks and stuff if we need to do that in there.
I don't really pick locks though, ever. I don't think I ever have.
Oh. I just assumed based on your...
Doesn't mean I can, but I've just never actually done it in this game.
If you connect us all telepathically, does it matter which one of us is outside?
Not really.
I mean, if I'm outside, doing all the glove stuff, I could be the one to stay outside.
Yeah.
Well, you would stay outside up on the tower, right?
True. We want someone outside the front door too.
Well, I don't see why you can't just stand outside the front door and put a portal on either side, you know? If you
don't you have to see where you're putting it?
No, right? Didn't we just determine that you don't?
I guess not. We could just walk into the building up to his office door. And
as cool as it is to climb up the tower, it might just be easier to go through the normal ways.
Yeah, I guess we could just walk in.
Okay.
Unless you want to do the tower thing. Well, because I guess the downside there is there's going to be a big portal just standing next to you right outside the front door, so...
Yeah.
No, wait. The front door to his office is in the building, right?
Yeah.
It's not... Okay, well then we just have somebody positioned further down the hallway, and if... I could stay further down the hallway, somebody else can take the gloves. I can stay further down the hallway, and if Sheena or Mrs. Lee or somebody comes, I'll start chatting them up, and I'll let Una know somebody's there, and I'll slow them down and distract them.
Okay. What if there's something there's still somebody or something in the office?
I go in invisible.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
I can go into as a... Oh, true. And I can go in as a bug. So, half of us can go in at first. Scope it out before...
I could actually make 3 of us invisible.
Whoa.
If we really want to go all out. I won't really be able to do...
So all 5 of us can go in while you stand lookout.
Sure. If I get hurt, I might lose concentration and you guys appear.
Well, if you're getting hurt, we'll probably...
Sure, then we got some other problem.
In our hands.
Yeah.
Okay, so Portal 1 will be somewhere in the hallway, we're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Portal 2 in the office, obviously. Septon's lookout, because he can speak the best.
I can both.
Yeah. Another way to say, yeah. And then everyone else going in invisible?
Well, everyone else but me, because there's still one person short, but I'll go in as a bug.
Yeah.
Who's wearing the gloves?
I mean, it could be anyone. It doesn't matter.
I mean,
Who's used them before?
I've used them, but don't think that's going to be of much use. Well, I could put the... Nah, I shouldn't do that.
if we're trying to
I mean-
keep it open and also keep you like far away from it, Matt,
Right.
might need to be somebody else.
Una, Shandi.
Can the portal go in the hut? If you made a hut?
Might be
somewhere
against extra dimensional
library?
travel,
I
Okay.
don't think you can teleport in and out of the hut.
and that would be
I think
Okay.
that's like an
teleporting.
explicit...
Yeah, I'll look it up for you.
Because like that could be just an easy way to hide the hut, but I mean the portal, but
Spells and other magical effects can't
okay,
extend through the dome or be cast through it.
got it.
So if you started the portals in there, you wouldn't really be able to move them out.
And you couldn't move
And
the
if you
portals. in
started
if they
out there,
started
you couldn't
out.
move them in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Una or
That's
Captain,
interesting.
not Shandi.
Sorry. What say you, Rules Lawyer?
I don't know. I just think it's interesting that it actually doesn't say that you can't teleport in or out of the hut.
I would consider that spells extending into or through the hut.
No, well, I wouldn't,
I
but you're free to.
I
consider
would,
that.
and I'm God.
I would say that's a very gray area of whether or not teleportation is a magical effect
I would
extending
consider it a
through.
magic-
It wouldn't.
effect
It wouldn't
extended
work
through.
for a lot of teleportation spells that rely on seeing where you're going, such as
Well, yeah,
Mystic
because you
Step and
can't
things like
see
that.
through.
But when I read the spells extending in or out as just meaning spells that originate from one point and are like traveling through, like a firebolt or something like
Well, I
that.
mean, if you
Yeah, like
think
a-
about it, that's how
Or-
teleportation works too. It's just you're the firebolt.
No, there's no travel path for teleport. It's,
Well, there sort of is. You are still traveling from one point to another.
you
it's
are,
just-
but
you're
there's no
not-
missile.
It is
components.
it's
I
extra planar, but
beg to differ. That's for the That's for the D&D Rules Lawyer podcast, though.
That's
What
for
are
the
you making
Patreon
it?
exclusive.
The Patreon.
I would rule that you can't teleport into the hut.
And so it is ruled.
I mean, most teleports it wouldn't work for anyway, and I would say that stuff like Dimension Door, you don't necessarily have to see it, would also not work for the reason of it's extending into there.
Wait. Could we put the portals up and get them positioned and then cast the hut? Like around the portal?
I don't think you could try. You could try.
Because the portal is not the hut is not like an anti-magic field.
No,
It wouldn't like... But you could argue it breaks the connection between the two portals?
you
I
could
don't
argue
know.
that.
think-
I'm not
I
gonna
think
give
that's
you a
what you're
ruling, but
just-
you could try it and see what happens.
I say we
other thing with
leave
the
out
hut-
the hut.
Is we just had to talk about whether or not the hut could fit in our house. Would it fit in a library hallway?
I mean, yeah, that's the other
Right, yeah.
thing.
Well, I also... Can we've all been to Casimir's office before, right?
No, only Tether.
Know each other? Okay.
But
Maybe
Tether,
tomorrow-
I mean, what you...
Tether, what's it look like? Give us draw a map.
say, what's the...
I can tell you, if you're interested.
I take out my paint supplies.
Sure.
What are we
Um,
writing on?
So basically, it's at the top. It's at the top of you. The entrance to it is at the top of like the very top of the library, and then you go down a couple sets of hallways. There's a door. Then you go down a couple sets of hallways. Pretty thin hallways, narrow and low ceilinged. So you get to another set of double doors, and then you open it up into a room with 2 stories inside on its own. The bottom story is where his desk is. There's several different chairs around, and there's a bunch of books. And then the second floor is less of a floor and more of like a terrace, so it's got like a little balcony on either side. And then in the back, there does seem to be a bed. So he sleeps upstairs, does his work downstairs. The walls are all bookcases, and it was like immaculately clean last time you went there, with the exception of his desk, which was pretty messy. There were 2 windows, and they're right behind the desk. But they're pretty small and have bars in them. So. Like, Una could... if the bars weren't there, Una could probably fit through the window, but there are bars in them.
What's I may have missed it at the beginning. What's like the hall outside like?
Yeah, so it's like two sets of hallways that double back on each other from the top, and they go downwards. You get the sense to make room for the 2 stories of room. They're fairly thin. They're about 10 feet across, and the ceiling is pretty low, maybe like 7 or 8 feet high.
So there's his office, and then there's like one hallway out.
Yep.
That leads to like one point.
Yeah, so in order to get to his office, there's a door that you open, and then it's hallways that lead to another door, which opens into his office.
Right. So on the end of that hallway, that's not his office, the other end.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on out there? Is that like...
It's just open into the libraries. It's the top floor
Okay.
of, yeah.
Okay, so Septon... Okay, great. So Septon would just be in the library.
Theoretically, yeah. Yeah.
Nothing like super suspicious.
You could... There's shelves and tables near the entrance to his office that you could just be at.
He wouldn't be like... It wouldn't be like, why are you outside Casimir's office? It'd be like, oh, he's just in the library.
Right. Unless you were standing directly in front of the door. There wouldn't...
Right, that would be weird.
There wouldn't be an automatic assumption that you were doing anything with Orien's office.
Okay. Okay.
I'm glad you're on my side now, Phoenix.
You know, I'm sort of on the fence, but I think I'm back to leaning more towards it would stop.
I think it's got it's got the same language. It's a barrier, and magic can't go through that barrier.
When I was reading about Tiny Hut before picking it, there was a lot of dissent on the internet.
Yeah, I mean it's a gray area.
Between people being like, if it blocks all magical effects and essentially acts as like a borderline like anti-magic field, this is broken.
Well, it can be dispelled.
Right.
If you target the hut, it can be dispelled. That's fine. But just like, yeah. And also, it takes a long time to set up, so it's not the most useful in combat.
It does.
Okay.
It does take like 10 minutes to cast, doesn't it?
We can talk about it later, but
We can talk about it.
We
forever.
do have to figure out what do we say if we get caught.
Oh, we won't get caught.
Okay. If we get caught, what do we say?
Well, hopefully you guys would be invisible.
I know. I'm just if
everything
we
goes
get
wrong and
caught,
yeah,
we need something to say.
Alibi.
well,
Okay.
I'm
I'm just spitballing here.
because I am kind of new here. Why are we breaking into his office? Like, we know some shady stuff is afoot, but like, what are we thinking we're gonna find in here?
We think he knows more than he lets on.
About what?
All the weird shit that's been happening to us.
Okay.
We should be more clear about that. At one point, one of our friends got kidnapped, and when they found him, he was being held here on campus.
Oh.
Which implies somebody on campus was in on kidnapping.
Right.
Yeah, we knew someone was a contact inside the campus, and then when Pell and Mel attacked the town, they said their boss was away, and so they're having some fun. He was away that weekend. My personal opinion is he hired them in a weird way to like make us stronger by fighting them, which is awful if you think about it. Also,
Michael, you do know though, for Pell and Mel, between when they kidnapped Elias and this time, you ran into them, and they had told at least you and your thief friends that they were working for new people now, that they have a different master. So the timeline is they're working, in your theory, they're working for somebody here. Then they kidnap Elias, all that stuff happens. A lot of time passes, you do a bunch of things, and when you've seen them again, they are working for someone else.
okay, and I relay that, but also like they could be they could have been working.
To set your timeline just about Pell and Mel straight.
Right, but if they're working for him once, it's just as bad as if they're working for him twice. Right.
Yeah, and okay, call me crazy. Like they could have been working for him, and then Pay-to-Weir. Technically, it's someone else inside his body.
Oh, so we think he's this Pay-to-Weir person.
It's possible. I wish we could check his neck.
Oh, yeah. So that's the sort of stuff we're trying to find when we're in there.
Yeah, like receipts of him paying people, weird correspondences
Right.
that are shady, paperwork like that. Anything that's weird.
And even if it's not high conspiracy, why he made this place in the first place?
Okay,
Because
cool.
he has all
yeah,
of it.
I'm curious about that too.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. I just, I'm sort of new around here, and I know Turn isn't, but he's also sort of new around here mentally. So I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page about what we're trying to do.
Okay. So I'm spitballing here for alibis. It was an assignment from one of our teachers. And they told us not to say which teacher.
Which means it's Colrail.
I didn't say that.
I know, but,
Colrail?
No, that's really good though, because then if somebody approaches Coral will be completely behind us.
Well,
they do seem like the kind of person to do that.
unless Colrail is also in on the shady shit.
That's true.
I don't want to think
Yeah.
Colrail's in on the shady shit, but like,
No.
After we do this plan, we should start making a plan of how to see all our teachers next.
We gotta work from the top down.
Yeah.
If there's nothing if we find nothing for Chasm here, we go boom, 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 boom.
Good plan.
Yeah. So if we're all invisibilized,
Mhm.
is that how you say it? Anyway, then I think that's a good excuse. But I'm saying if I'm the only one who they can see at that point, I've been making some ripples into the program. Maybe they'll accept I just did it on my own.
I mean, if you're willing to take the fall, it's an idea. I don't love it.
Yeah.
It's better to have one person be suspicious than everyone be suspicious.
You're not wrong.
Okay, so if you're the only one caught because you're the only one with physical evidence, you'll go with that. If we're all caught because there's something that dispels our invisibility or somebody's there who can...
There's a guardian in the room.
Yeah, somebody who can obviously see us and there's obvious proof that we were all there, then we'll go with the...
It was an
it was an
assignment,
assignment.
but we don't say who.
Correct.
And so Coral might think it's Braum, and Braum might think it's Seleth. Well, Braum wouldn't think it's Eleth. Eletha might think it's Colrail. Basically, everybody will think it's Colrail, and Colrail might think it's somebody else, or just have our back.
Or help, yeah.
I like it.
Did you say you like it?
Yeah, I like
It came out late, so it sounded like, fuck it.
Fuck it. I do have Dimension Door, so if things get a little roasty toasty in there, I can always grab you, Tether, and pew, get right on out of there, and everybody else is invisible,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Which
So-
day were we thinking of?
Yeah, are we
attempting
doing this tomorrow?
Thursday.
Or... Okay.
It's when he's not
It's
there,
on-
right?
Well, he's gone Thursday to Monday, so you have a whole weekend, but the first day he's gone is Thursday.
Well, it makes more sense that we're in the library on a school day.
True.
Yeah. And what time are we gonna do this? Like at night, or just in the middle of the day? Or he's leaving in the early afternoon, according to his
Let's
thing.
say
that I looked at.
after dinner.
Okay.
That way, me being in the library, looking at some stuff, not weird. Well, it's a little weird because it's me in the library, but if somebody walks by, they're not going to be like, what the fuck is this? They're just going to be like, Septon's in the library. Whereas if it's like 2 a.m., that's a little...
If they see Septon in the library, they might say, "What the fuck is this?"
I go in the library sometimes.
I mean,
and
the past
some
couple of
stuff.
weeks you've been spending a lot of time there because you've been writing your ballads. So.
Yeah, I read the poems and the good histories, not the boring ones, but you know.
And again, who's wearing the gloves? That is important. Because they're going to have to stay pretty close to the entrance.
Not me, and Septon will slap him down on the table.
I mean,
How about Shanti?
I'm willing to do it, but the people who are better at investigating should probably not wear
I
the
feel
gloves.
like all the
You know what I mean?
Well, hang on. His office is not more than 60 feet across, is it?
Well,
I was gonna say he shouldn't. Nowhere in the office would be out of range of the door, would it?
no, it isn't. As far as there's 2
I see what you're
stories, so
saying.
if you went up to like the back
Okay.
corner, but you know what I
Alright.
mean. Just like better safe than sorry, you know.
And I feel
Right.
like
No.
for
I'll
yeah, and I feel like for plans like this, we just need specific tasks for each person.
Yeah.
Should I bother taking the gloves out of my inventory, or should we just?
You'll probably get them back. It's fine. You know
Okay.
what they do. So Sean D is gonna be the one.
Yeah, I'll take them.
I am gonna give you access to the portals. Cool. Alright. Alright, well, is there anything we need to do before we go?
Tomorrow during the day, I'm gonna scope out the library. I got kind of a plan of how to make it look good if somebody runs into me.
Alright.
There's still the option of us not having to do it if people want to discuss it.
Oh, right.
Not be traced back to us.
Well, there is. I mean, I know that you're friends, right? But
Yeah.
this does seem to be pretty like confidential information. And do we really want like a criminal organization knowing about it? I know you're
True.
part of it, but like,
I mean,
you don't know who they're gonna bring and who's gonna be the right people for the job. So
we don't have proof that they don't have some kind of ties to Casimir. He's a wealthy guy in the area. They're a crime syndicate. It could be rough if we're like, oh, can you rob this guy? And they're like, no, that's our boss. We're gonna tell him you asked, you know?
yeah, that's true.
Be a little spooky there.
I do believe that's kind of a slippery slope, though, because then you could say, like, oh, you never know if one of us is a mole. You know what I mean?
don't.
We have been saying that though.
I know, but is that stopping us? I'm just saying I agree with you on a lot of fronts, but that argument, I will say, is a little flawed.
Sure, like in like a logic debate sense, but we're talking about like dying or not. So I feel like maybe we should be careful.
And at this point, if one of us is the mole, we're doomed anyway. Just reaching out to another organization just increases our chances.
Right. If somebody hears
Okay.
the mole, this plan's not gonna work.
Yeah. Can we check each other's necks again
We
just
all-
really quick? Can we all just like...
Easy peasy, lemon.
Neck check.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no marks on any of you.
Okay.
Somebody just goes, actually, I'd rather not.
Do we know they're always on the back of the neck?
I guess we don't.
Do we know
We've
that's a harder
seen-
pass to roll?
You've seen...
We've seen,
Okay.
of the two we've seen,
It was in the same spot on both.
We
so
can't
once
do
it's-
full body checks. That's too weird for this stream. We're not-
What stream? What are you talking about?
Maybe in boys' room, but not outside that.
Alright, well,
Damn, Shandi would be such a good mole with that earring. Nobody even thought to have him take it off.
that's true, actually. That's a really good point.
oh, shit.
Alright, well,
Cool.
I guess... yeah. Go team.
You have to
Well, put your hands in,
Other-
everybody. Turn.
We're doing- Oh.
turn.
Oh.
And go to
Go team! Yeah!
It's like a group high five thing.
Alright, well, I'll see you tomorrow after dinner.
Alright. Do we have class tomorrow?
Should we practice some like lock picking techniques or like is there any way ever you can learn how to detect magic?
I mean, no.
Jeez.
It's not in my book, so I can't do it.
Can you go to the library?
I can't, because I'm not fucking here. Maybe if I was, I'd be able to, but I'm not quite feeling myself today, so that's not a thing I'll be able to do.
Could, in our house, boys' room, could you, like, lock your door and I can try... Takes out her unopened thieves' tools kit.
Brand new. The shrink wrap is still on the outside.
How to be thief 101. I could try some tonight.
Una, I'll help you out. We'll go find a door and I'll lock it, because I can go through it. So I'll lock it and then you can, you know. Yeah, I mean, you could spend your night doing that. It's not going to give you any, like, mechanical advantages to doing it tomorrow, but you're getting into the hang of it. Like, you're
flavor.
Yeah, you're getting over the, because you know how to do it. You've been trained to do it, but you've never actually done it before. So now you're like, oh, okay, and you're connecting like what you've read to actual physical practice. So you're sort of earning your proficiency here.
Yeah. In one night. Oops.
Cool. All right. Well, then we will move forward to Thursday, the 28th of Seleucus. And to answer your question from earlier, Phoenix, technically in universe, the days of the week do have different names, but we're referring to them by these names because it's too complicated to make up days of the week.
And half the people won't remember.
Exactly.
At different times.
It's just easier. It's like through it gets obfuscated through the lens of the show. Like, it's not actually Thursday, but it seems like it's Thursday from our perspective. It's like if you cast comprehend languages, it would say Thursday, but it really
isn't. A localization.
Yeah.
You know
what? If you guys,
week could be like the missing piece of the puzzle. Like, you name the days that we start using those names, suddenly you have 100 more viewers. And,
listen, I already asked you guys to remember a lot of bullshit that isn't real. I figured I'd draw the line at days of the week. But if you're really pressed about it, I'll put the real days of the week in there. I have them; they exist.
Do it.
So, all right.
Do it. I want the full lore. To be fair, do any of us know why the days of the week are named the way they are? Like IRL?
Everett probably. Oh, in real life.
Well, IRL? Well, I know some of them. Yeah.
But like most people
don't
even think about it. Yeah. So.
I figured it didn't really matter.
I think Thursday is a Norse thing.
It is. Thursday.
I don't know many of the other ones.
I used to know Wednesday for some reason.
Are they all Norse stuff?
No.
No? Is it just Thursday?
It might all be Norse.
I don't think they're all Norse.
Is Friday like Freya's day or something?
That would make sense, yeah.
Thursday is Thursday, like...
I posted the wiki.
Jess is telling me it is largely Norse.
Okay, cool.
I think it is largely Norse.
Well, no, because Saturday would be like... My brain says it would be Saturn's Day, which is not Norse.
Which is, yeah.
Well, all of them... I actually just looked up on the wiki. All of them were Nordic, but all borrowed from. Originally, they were all like Mars, Mercury, Saturn. Saturn.
Interesting.
Yeah, so cultures bleed.
Yeah. In any case.
Wait, and also, guys, I can detect magic.
Okay, well then, not an issue.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know.
I'll detect magic. I'll find traps. I'll help dispel magic. Cool. We're doing support.
Cool. All right, let's play D&D. Septon, you said you wanted to do something before.
Yes. Yeah, sometime late afternoon, mid to late afternoon. Septon wants to go to the library. Yeah, Septon's looking for three types of books. If he finds more than one of each, that's great.
Okay.
He's looking for the most scandalous of all the like history stories he can think of.
Okay.
Like rife with.
Are you when you say scandalous? Are you talking about like juicy noble gossip? Or are you talking like the pornographic history of Assyria?
No, not the pornographic history of Assyria,
okay.
But like a story from history that he knows has like cheating, murder, deception, all the interesting stuff. He's looking for something like that.
Sure.
He's looking for the most boring book he can find.
All right.
On interplanar magic.
Okay.
And he's looking for a book on warfare, like a historical book that's really dense with like tactical like maps and such.
Cool. All right.
Those are the 3 books he's looking for.
Make an investigation check for me.
Do I need 3 separate ones?
No, just one.
Okay. I'm only okay at this.
You only need to be okay at this.
19.
Yeah, more than okay. Yeah, you find 3. For the military one, it's about the War of the Beasts, where the army of Renarsia fought back the Valhenshi Empire. Huge, incredibly long war, many battles back and forth. It's probably like the defining conflict of the continent, which is why the continent is named after one of the armies. In terms of the boring one, you have a collection, it's 3 volumes of the development and theory behind interplanar travel. It's written by the people who founded the Exit Sortilegium. It is dense. It's like explaining the arcane science behind how interplanar travel is now a thing that we can do with arcane magic.
It's way above a bard's level of magic.
Oh, insanely. And
Great.
in fact, it's way above the level of even like most wizards. Like, it would take, like, Everett could look at this and be like, oh, I recognize that symbol. But it's like picking up an astrophysics book and being like, I know what these words kind of mean, but like you'd have to spend years studying it.
Is Septon lost after like 1 paragraph?
Yeah, none of this is layman's terms. All of it is
That's
written
exactly
for,
what he's looking for.
It's like, it's glorified research notes that have been like expanded. And then the racy one, you find an account of just like Caerleonan nobles. There was this duke, known as the Dirty Duke. And everybody knew he was up to no good, but nobody could prove it for years. And this is about all of his dealings and his stuff before his untimely demise and execution.
Perfect. Septon's gonna get all these books and have them with him.
Sweet.
I assume it's kind of heavy if that one is 3 thick tomes.
Huge, thick volumes. Yeah, it's an armful, that's for sure.
Whatever.
And I mean,
the
War of the Beasts ones is pretty extensive as well, but the Dirty Duke is it's more fluff, so less.
Okay, great. Then that's all I want to do before.
It's called the book itself is called The Debauchery of the Dirty Duke. So
okay,
for that triple D. Cool. All right, you have it all. Is there anything anybody wants to do before we move into heist territory?
I wanted to go to the bathroom. Somebody stole.
Yeah.
Just so I'm 100% sure of the plan, I'm gonna sit here while all of you do everything else.
No.
You can if you want.
I suppose it's always an option if you don't want to be involved.
Sound like there's too much for me to offer, but
just like looking through stuff, you know, anybody is helpful.
Alright.
We're already gonna be down accepted, especially if there is like a guardian in there. It might be good to have some muscle, and you are objectively the most muscly one of us.
But
which is kind of sad, really, but
well, that's a little rude. Why is that sad?
Well, I just, you know, in most of the adventuring parties I've been in, there's been like a wall of flesh kind of guy, you know. But you're that for us.
About? I'm completely a wall of flesh.
If you think about it, we're all walls of flesh.
You've got
walls don't have a set length.
You've got like a runner's body.
I've got 66 points of flesh.
I don't know what that means. I don't have any flesh, so maybe I shouldn't be talking.
But
right,
Turn, you know you do.
I'm more of a lean muscle. I always thought of myself that way.
You got a runner's
like a
body.
turkey or a chicken.
Or like a javelin thrower. You kind of look like a javelin thrower. Like you did track and field in fantasy high school.
I have been known to toss the javelin or dart, depending on my current financial situation.
Uh-oh. How much silver did you say you had again?
9.
Uh-oh.
Ern, you can help just search more. Did somebody say that?
I was told I could help search, or if there's someone there, I could.
Gotcha.
And also, you do know you do not have to do this if you don't want to.
Well, you know what they say, in for a silver, in for a pound.
Pound of what?
Flesh. Wall of it.
Silver.
Oh. If you want silver, I can get you silver.
No.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm gonna go eat some food for dinner before we get into this heist here, and it looks like Septon is also eating food. If you guys want to talk amongst yourselves just real quick, that'd be super good for me.
Yes, we should eat relatively soon because we do need to take a 45-minute break between eating and heisting. Otherwise, we could cramp.
Or we don't eat at all.
No, we need
Because
to.
there's.
No, you cannot go heisting on an empty
Yeah.
stomach, Tether.
But what if your tummy is super acidic?
Well, that's why we're giving ourselves the 45-minute break to let the digestion process.
You know what? We should just do what is best for us. I don't want to heist on an empty stomach. Heather, if you feel you perform better on an empty stomach, then that's up to you.
That depends. Do you want, like, wild animal, I'm starving and I'll do anything I can to escape? Or do you want, like, not that?
I think we need you at your best mental capacity. So
I have a mess kit. Should I see what we can scrounge up? Do we have any sort of, like,
There's a dining hall.
grains?
We're standing right outside the dining
we
hall.
are walking into the dining hall.
We could
Oh.
forage
We are
if we
getting
want
food
to.
as we speak.
Are we? Is that like a meal plan? Do we have to be conscious of how much we're eating
I'm
here?
pretty.
I think they just want to
Just-
get rid of all this salted eel as fast as they
Yeah.
can.
It's just
Oh,
here for
okay.
us.
Wait, you mean
Have
the-
you
the-
not eaten here the past week you've been here?
That's on the one day you brought me in here. I didn't know if my meal plan was still valid or not.
Have you eaten in the
I
past?
mostly just like wild grains and nuts and seeds and berries.
Mhm.
I lift up my shirt and I'm just emaciated. Rib
You
cage.
could.
And
You could have asked
Okay.
me. I'm cooking food all the time.
I've been smelling it and it smells delicious, but I didn't want to assume anything.
I offered you a good berry the first day you
We're
came.
gonna eat. We're
And I
gonna
think
eat.
I
We're
don't
gonna
remember
You
eat.
did eat it. You did eat it.
We're
I-
gonna eat.
You eat.
Remember
Yeah,
that one time I ate lichen?
I do.
Like it, I hardly know it.
Okay. You eat. It's delicious, as always. There's very little salted eel in the meal today.
That we know of.
That's
I'm
true.
going-
Could have been
I'm going
pureed.
Wild animal mode, as Tether puts it.
Chef loves it. It's just giving you more and more plates. Hey! Yeah, lad!
The meal's done, and I sit back with my large, overextended tummy, and I say, "Alright, I may need a little bit more than 45 minutes."
A little bit more than 45 minutes later. What are you guys doing?
Do we go invisible in here, the house that we're sitting in, and then go into the library with Septon? Or do we all go in the library and try to risk, like, people seeing us go invisible?
We go
We
into
go
the
in the
library separately over the course of a little while.
Okay.
All right.
Where are we meeting? Top floor?
What?
Where are we meeting to become invisible? Top floor?
Might as
Yeah,
well. The top floor
whatever
isn't
the-
super traveled.
It's not.
Because I also have to see whoever I'm making a link with first
Oh, yeah.
before I link with them, and I'd rather
Should-
do that. Well, at the minimum, I get an hour.
We should try to maximize our invisibility time, too, so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's only an hour.
Alright.
Tell you what.
Time limit.
Why don't we all just go up to the third floor? We'll all go in separately. We'll meet up on the third floor.
Top floor. There's one.
Top floor. Top floor. We'll meet up on the top floor, and then you guys can go. I'll be at a table nearby.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Cool.
Everybody just sits there because they don't want to be the first.
Who's first?
Me and Una!
Okay.
Are we going in pairs?
I thought we were going
No,
separately.
I just thought.
No, it's
I'm
alright.
not
I
sure.
thought. I just thought it's like like
I feel like
sometimes
it's
some
more
people do
suspicious
separately.
if- Yeah.
We all do
Una-
individually.
Tether in the library alone is more suspicious
Uh-huh.
than with Una.
That's true. All right.
There's a noggin in this
Noggin.
cap. I was
I'll-
gonna say
I'll
a plant
go-
term, but I forgot it.
I'll go like 10 minutes after them. And he does.
I can follow Everett.
Ah,
Alright.
Can Jess just play as me? She's better
Yeah.
at it.
The Noggin and Hagen.
I don't think
Very
she knows
good.
that went through.
It's very funny.
I don't think she realizes that it came through, but okay.
I'll go next.
And Septon's last.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. Eventually, you all find your way to the top floor. You can see the entrance to Orien's office a little ways away.
Just a will ways away.
Wait away.
Did I say whittle?
Come on, just go. It's a will ways away.
All right.
Alright.
I can make the portals while I'm invisible, right?
No reason why you can't. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna link with Septon. And then I'll be able to see
Tyler.
Tether. So I won't link with you. You just won't be able to talk to me. But like in emergency, I can at least talk to you.
Yeah, and you don't want me in your head.
That's not true. Then maybe Everett.
Shanti, since
I
Shanti
have
is
the ear
invulnerable.
back, I think, don't I?
Yeah. You
Oh.
two of you have the ear to each other,
True.
which
With
is
the ears.
an out loud thing, but it is a way to
It
communicate.
is out loud. Okay. So then, okay, great. Then it'll be Septon, Everett, turn. 4 hours.
Nice.
Plenty. Nice.
Yay!
Okay.
I'm gonna read
And Septon, I should say, Septon has his books with him.
that. Mhm.
Part of his plan. He'll put them on a table. Is there a table like
Within
close
eyesight,
to
yeah.
the door?
Yeah, definitely.
Great.
All right. Well, at this point, nobody else is on this floor.
All right. So I'm visiting Shanti, Everett,
In turn.
And turn. All right. Then Septon drops 4th level invisibility. You got 1 hour on that. And then Septon will walk over to his table and set down his books and also grab a few other random books off shelves nearby.
Cool.
And create a disheveled mess.
All right. Easy enough. Easy enough to do.
A disheveled mess with the 3 from earlier close at hand.
Okay. Cool.
Alright.
I'll turn into a spider.
Oh man.
Shit, she's dead.
Alright. See you on the other side.
Well, you've got a hallway to go through. A door and then a hallway before you get to actually.
Okay, I was trying to do a cool thing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
This first door is locked, by the way. The door leading to the hallway.
Oh, we should have. Okay, we should deal with that first.
You didn't check.
Oh.
Septon has no
I
idea
didn't
what's
even know
going
there was a.
on.
I just totally forgot there was a door there.
Wait.
Wait, can I try something?
Una, you didn't turn yourself invisible yet, as far as I could tell, right? You're still visible.
Sure.
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you say it. So.
No. What, Shandy?
Blake, is this like a lock that I can tell is Is it like a lock that's part of the door, or is it like a key lock?
It's part of the door, this one.
Can I real quick just send Sheko to the other side and look at the other side to see if there's any mechanism?
Yeah, you can absolutely do that, because you have your new feature, right?
Yeah, I can see through his eyes now.
Can he go somewhere you can't see?
Yep. Yeah, it's as long as it's within... I guess with this, it's as long as it's within 1,000 feet of me. So.
Yeah. Goes to the other side. And if you could see Shandi, and if he didn't have his earring on, you'd see his eyes go completely white as you, Shandi, see through Sheko's eyes. There's this sort of like weird, like distorted foam over your vision, but you can see pretty well. Looks like a normal door. There's nothing weird on the other side of this door. Okay,
and no like way to unlock it from this side.
Yeah, no, there's a latch.
I'm just gonna. Can Shandi interact with things physically, or Sheko? I mean.
Probably not as Sheko. No.
Oh, wait, but this is within 30 feet of me.
It is.
All right, I'm gonna call Sheko back, and I'm gonna whisper. I could just warp to the other side and unlatch it from there if need be.
Sorry, you can't hear a nod, can you? But I thought we're still invisible.
You're still visible, yeah. I think Septon turned the three of us invisible, but I can see you nod, yeah. Okay, so I will bring Sheko up on the other side again, swap with him, and then just unlatch.
Yeah, you hear a click, and then the door swings open. And since you didn't attack or cast a spell, you are still invisible.
I'll go invisible now. And yep.
Alright. What are you doing with the door? Are you leaving it open? You locking it? Or...
I think it would be prudent to close it behind us.
Cool.
Can you relock it just in case?
Yes, it's a latch.
It's a latch.
Oh, right.
Easy enough to do. Cool. Make your way down the hallway. Get to the turn and make your way down the secondary hallway. And you see in front of you the large doors. Large double door entrance.
Well, I suppose it's portal time.
We want to detect magic. Oh wait, you're in baby little spider form.
I'll revert back to my human form. I have 2 a day.
Oh, okay.
I'll first cast Detect Magic.
Detect Magic. Within 30 feet of you, there are no magical sources other than the ones coming from your friends.
Okay, nothing. Then I'll cast Detect Traps.
Okay.
Which I'll give you the.
Me that one.
Yeah. It's 120 feet.
Mm-hmm.
You sense the presence of any trap within range. That is within line of sight, so I'm gonna cast it again when I go back in.
Find traps.
Yeah.
Yes.
A trap. Yeah.
No traps. This door, as far as you can tell, is untrapped.
I'm just checking to see if it detects magical stuff too, real quick before.
It would
I
be
go
a
in.
glyph of wording. Yeah, it would detect.
Alarm spell.
It would detect magical traps as well, but this door is untrapped.
Okay, so I don't detect. I'll go in first, and I'll redo my detect magic.
Rather, within 120 feet of you, there are no traps because you don't get a specific location on the trap.
Yeah, but also I need to be able to see it, so I'm assuming
it's an easy assumption to make. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go in first, and I'm gonna do the rigmarole again, and then I'll do this.
Rigmarole?
It was in the book. Is that an old one?
No, I know rigmarole. That's all the kids today are saying rigmarole.
Okay, so it's an old one. Okay.
What?
Okay, I'll go in.
You're opening the door?
We won't have a way
No.
to talk to you.
I thought we did the
Not yet.
portal thing at first.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
All right. Okay, I'll portal right in front of us, and I'll put another one, I guess, like, just use my judgment on the other side of the door.
Right. How far away from the door on this side are you putting the portal?
Not super far, probably like 5-ish feet.
Give me feet. Cool. All right. And how far into the room? Really, how far away from you are you into the room? Are you trying to put the second portal?
I think just 5 feet past the door is what I'm using my judgment to say, unless it seems like the door is 5 feet thick, which I don't think it would be.
No, it seems like a normal door. Cool. All right, you do that. Cool. The portals are there. They are opaque. You can't see through them, but...
Oh, then I think we did the what was it? The tower wrong.
No, you
because
stuck-
didn't we
You stuck your head through
didn't we see the lever? Yeah.
Yeah, but you stuck your head through it.
Oh, we did
You,
that.
like,
Oh,
went through. Yeah.
that's why. Cool. Should I stick my? I'll.
If somebody who's invisible sticks their head in, or somebody who's linked telepathically sticks their head in.
Okay, stick your head in real quick, and then I'll go in first. Because you're gonna check to see if anyone's there, then I go in to check to see if there's any magic or traps.
Right. Okay. Bloop.
All right, yeah, you stick your head in and you see pretty much exactly as advertised the room that Tether described to you. There is a difference. As you sort of look around, you stick your head through and you're looking towards the desk. You see that there are 2 stone statues standing on either side of his desk.
Okay. In everybody's heads. I'll just relay that. 2 stone statues. Probably, definitely gonna come alive, but
Okay.
as long as they don't see us.
There was no reaction made when you stuck your head in.
I think. Okay, so
Should I stick my head, detect magic, and if there is magic, try to dispel it?
yeah.
Cool.
And then they come to life when I stick my head in.
They don't.
That's what I'm guessing. Oh, cool.
You look.
They're
you
just decorative.
see the statues.
Yeah.
They're there. The 2 by the desk that you can see by sticking your head in on this side of the portal. They look to be statues of like soldiers. With your knowledge of history, you probably wouldn't be able to distinguish what kind of soldiers. You can make a history check if you'd like, but they look.
That wouldn't make sense.
They're wielding swords above their heads, but they do not move when you stick your head in.
I'll cast detect magic.
Detect magic. All right, within 30 feet of you,
Is the desk within 30 feet of me?
from where you are, yeah.
Okay.
There is magic coming from the desk. Strong magic coming from the desk. The statues have a very, very faint magical aura.
Do I know what type of...
You can use your action.
That's how it works. Okay, yeah. Then I'll use my action.
Okay. All of it's enchantment. The stuff in the desk, the stuff on the statues, it's all enchantment.
Okay. And then I'll cast detect find traps.
Find traps. Within your line of sight,
Because
there are no traps.
okay. I'll say, okay, so there's enchantments on there's a faint enchantment on the statues, but there's a lot of enchantment on this desk. So should we try dispelling the statues or the desk? And if we do, can I ask Everett to do it so I can conserve some energy?
Yeah. I mean, I can, like, try to do it on, like... I only have so many spells also, so... Both statues and on the desk, like, what do you want me to do? Should we just go in first, or what do you think?
Yeah. I'd prefer statues, honestly.
Alright.
If nobody else says anything. Also, while people are talking in heads, I'm relaying when I can to Septon.
Keep in mind, though, we are trying to leave this place as though nobody was in here, and if we dispel the statues, I mean, we can't respell them. So, like, I think you're right.
Yeah.
We should probably do it, but, like, he'll know someone was here if we do that.
Well, you'll also know someone is here if the statues come to life and we have to fight them and there's evidence of a battle.
Right. Either way, I'm just saying that's something we should consider. If yeah, something.
Well, I don't see any other option.
Well, just don't set it off, I guess. But I don't know.
The other option is don't dispel it unless we trigger it. Like,
True.
There's.
My assumption is that it goes off if you try to do something with the desk. And that's probably where a lot of the things we want to see is. But we'll leave that for last.
Yeah, I feel like let's look around the rest of the room. Alright, I'm going in.
Yep.
Cool.
I will follow.
Yeah, I mean, you find yourself in the room. Yeah. So it's a room. It's split into 2 stories together, about 20 feet of height. The top floor is open in the center. It's more of a balcony on the sides with a little wider thing on the back. A thin spiral staircase grants access to the top floor on the northwest side of the room near the desk. The walls of the room are entirely dominated by bookshelves, both top and bottom. And unlike the library downstairs or the Crimean archives, the books here are, like, perfectly uniform. Like, no spine jutting out of place. It is all completely flat with each other.
Like Stanley?
Sure. The first floor is fairly bare. There's a few comfortable-looking chairs placed across the room, ostensibly at convenient locations to sit and read. The trend of minimal neatness is broken at the desk, though. The desk has 3 chairs, 1 large padded chair behind it, 2 smaller wooden chairs in front of it, which you've sat on before, Tether. The desk is entirely cluttered. The 2 smaller chairs are piled high with books and papers, and the desk is similarly packed. The area behind the desk boasts not 1 or 2, but 4 distinct end tables with notebooks and papers piled on top of them, looking like it's for ease of access while sitting in the main chair. That's what you can see from this angle. As you enter into the area, you do see there are 2 more statues flanking the door. These are both carrying bows and kneeling. Additionally, across the door, there is like a very intricately painted piece of wood that seems to be nailed to either side of the double door. You can imagine opening the door would snap the wood in half. Though, due to your Find Trap spell, you get the sense that that's all it would do. But, you know. The second floor...
You'll put a piece of tape on your door trick.
Pretty much. It's very intricately painted, this piece of wood, so... It's not a hard leap of logic to assume that that's what it is. The second floor is harder to see from down here, but you do see what looks to be the corners of a canvas bed. Or, like, the bed frame up there. There are 2 windows behind the desk, letting the sort of late afternoon, early evening sun in. Mm-hmm. And that's that.
Okay. So, let's just do a general sweep without touching the desk right now. If somebody could... something we might want to consider is... Tether, I know you said that touching the desk probably sets off the statues maybe, but if we could maybe find... But if that's not the case, maybe find a device that could control them, or a source of power for them? could be something to locate.
Okay. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Who's looking for what?
Well,
Go ahead.
I want to look for incriminating evidence.
Like where, I guess.
So, is there a map of the room or no?
I'll investigate top floor.
Okay, you can go upstairs. There's pretty much the only identifying features here are the bookshelves on the walls, which are all completely uniform, the desk and everything that has to do with the desk, the 4 statues, and then there's an upstairs.
Yeah, I wanted to check the bookshelves for anything out of place.
Okay. Luna's going upstairs. Shandi's checking bookshelves. Everett will assist Tether with whatever she's doing, just to make it easy.
Can he assist someone else because I have a plan to get advantage?
Okay, then he will
Enhance
assist.
ability.
He will assist Una. Turn. What are you up to?
No one's looking on the desk yet, or does someone say they're doing the desk?
People said they were cautious of the desk because they think that's where the statues might attack.
I'll investigate the desk.
Okay, you're so Tether's investigating the desk.
Turn, could you investigate the statues and or something that could control them? Maybe looking at the statues would...
I'll look closer at the statues and see what I can find.
Alright. Una and Everett.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, cool. Una and Everett, we'll start with you. Give me an investigation check with advantage, Una, as Everett is assisting you.
And my investigation has gone up. Hold on. Here we go. $25.
25, cool. Alright, so you make your way up to the second floor. Again, most of the second floor is just these sort of like 5-foot-long balconies that go along the sides, which provide access to yet more bookshelves. Pretty much the only other thing up here is the bed. Let me give you... It's a very nice big bed frame, and from a distance it looks really well made, really well maintained. But as you get closer with that investigation check, this bed would be horribly uncomfortable to sleep in. It's a simple sheet and one pillow. Both are just like this drab tan cloth that looks very coarse to touch. The mattress itself is firm, but not in like a support way, just in like it's probably just filled with hay. As you touch the sheets, it feels kind of like burlap, honestly. There's no end table here, nor any of the other common things that one might keep next to their bed, just the bed. And with the 25 investigation check, I guess, are you getting up close and personal with this bed?
Yeah, I was trying to think of like if there's specifically looking for places that think something might be hiding.
Right. Cool. So like under the mattress and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, with a 25 investigation check, you do, as you sort of peek under the mattress, see something in there. It's, as you're sort of pressing around, you find a spot that's a little bit firmer, and you look under, and you can see that there is a thin black journal. In fact, it's peeking out of a slit in the mattress itself. It's not like under the mattress. It has been shoved under and up into the mattress. There's a little bit of hay leaking out as well. So you see the corner of a black notebook.
I'm gonna tell the group that I found a journal. I'm gonna take it.
Cool, yeah, you pull it out. It's a black journal, there's no markings on the outside to distinguish it.
I open it.
You open it at the beginning, the middle, like what's...
Beginning.
Cool. In the journal is a series of drawings. They look to be made by like a child, and pretty hastily at that. The first couple of pages, it's just this. It's a little hard to decipher, but with your 25 investigation, I think you can sort of make out. It's a kid. It's the same kid, and he's with his parents, and he's just like drawing. It looks like a child would just like draw pictures of what they did during the day. But like 2 or 3 pages in, something shows up. A giant black hand just hovering in the background. And as you continue to flip through, this hand is hovering over the child in every picture after this. The child itself grows up. The drawing gets a little bit less childlike, but it still seems pretty hastily sketched out. The drawings are rough and sort of hard to follow, but the pictures, as the book continues, start to get a little familiar. You see, at first, what just looks like ruins, but then construction and Hagen Estate. You see a man in big armor with some green accents, and a tall lady with big ears, and an individual with wings. And still the man with the hand hanging behind him is there. And then the final page of the journal. This is a series of figures. One with a mushroom cap, one with antlers, one with large ears, a thin one, and a short one with two-toned hair. And over their head, the hand is lurking. In the bottom corner, you see the figure that has been the through line between this entire thing is in this little cage. Tears streaming down their face.
The figure
that was a child that grew up
in a cage
down in the bottom of the corner, while the hand lurks over what conspicuously looks like
right.
You guys minus
Everybody
turn
except...
plus Elias.
Right. Except Elias, not turn.
And not Everett, obviously, but
Right.
That's that journal.
I put that as perfectly as I can back where I found it. Relay what I found.
We'll get to the relaying what you found once everybody else has sort of done their investigation. So, Shandi, you were checking the bookshelves. Can I get an investigation check from you?
Yeah, let's get a classic Shandi roll going. Sure this is going to be just as fruitful as Una's.
Maybe Everett should have gone with you.
13.
13. The bookshelves are filled to the brim with what look to mostly be books about teaching methodology and business theory. It's dry. Even by
just the way I like it.
Even by library standards. Even the archives, the Crimean archives, didn't have so many books on the same topic. It seems like he has sought out and discovered every book there is about teaching and about running a business. With the 13, though, you do find that one of the bookshelves has something else. It is filled with classical theatrical scripts. You recognize the name Scarletta Adair. You did one of her shows over in Helvast, or you did the stage combat for one of her shows over in Helvast. She has a whole row. There's other famous playwrights throughout the ages. Just one of the many bookshelves, most of which, at least on the first floor, are filled with teaching manuals and business practice. This one has classical literature, specifically theatrical literature. Tether, investigation check.
Well, I'm gonna enhance my ability with Fox Cunning.
Okay.
To get advantage. And I now have no level 2 spells, but oh well.
They were used. You know, they weren't wasted.
Yeah. Fuck me. Can anyone do
Nope.
That's meta.
They're also like not there. They're all doing their own thing right now, so.
Sounds great.
Right.
Hit me with it, baby.
What would you roll?
I rolled a
Yeah, we
7.
don't even know
7.
what you rolled.
I rolled it publicly in the Foundry.
I don't have that up. I can't. You have to tell me what you roll.
Oh, sorry.
You don't get any bonuses? Oh no, it's an int-based thing, and you are not an int-based
No.
person.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of books and papers on the desk, and you're very nervous to touch the desk.
Yeah.
You see that the desk has 3 drawers on either side. There appear to be keyholes on those drawers. And there's a lot of paper around, and you don't want to touch anything, so you're just sort of looking around. Most of it looks to be like scheduling and stuff, like class schedules, lesson plans from Brahm and Elitha. There's some notebooks, but you don't open them because you're nervous that if you touch them, the statues are going to come to life, so.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm not telepathically linked.
Turn. Investigation check for me. Also, how carefully about the statue investigation. Like, describe to me how you're investigating these statues.
Sure. At first I walk up to them and I get a good squint.
Okay.
I get real close and I,
Yeah.
Starting at the groin.
I mean, is there any other place to start?
And are you looking at the ones next to the desk or the ones by the door? I guess is
I'm gonna start with the ones closer to the door.
cool.
Then I'll move my way to the desk. If I'm not really able to determine anything from my good squint, I'm really hesitant to actually touch these statues. Do you want me to roll at disadvantage because I'm carefully investigating?
Yes.
Thought you would. 6.
So the ones at the door, one of them has a bow, the other one has a crossbow, actually. Sorry, I misspoke there. They're both wielding. One of them is holding its bow sort of off to the side and arrow nocked. The other one has a crossbow ready. There's iconography on their armor. These seem to be made out to look like something. But with a 6 and also the fact that you don't know shit about the world right now, it's really hard to tell what it is. One of them's an elf.
Is
The one
it like a language, or is it
Symbols.
just in pictures?
Yeah.
Symbols. Okay.
Symbols.
Um,
It's like it looks as though these are designed to look like specific types of soldiers.
can I
But
make like
you-
a specific history check?
Yeah, go ahead, make
on the
a
iconography.
history check.
specifically?
The one with the bow is an elf. The other one doesn't seem to have any defining features that way, but you can go ahead and make a history check. I'm gonna give you disadvantage though because you don't have any memories, so
Sure. That's a crit fail.
you'd have no idea. One of them
It-
looks like a
the
snake with the sword in it, and the other one looks like a shark fin.
These are the moments where I wish we were just doing blind GM rolls, so I could crit fail and not know about it, and you could feed me wrong information, and I wouldn't know you're feeding me wrong information.
Well, I mean, you don't know. You can see what you see, but like
No, but
yeah,
like as
I know
a
what you mean.
player,
I know what you mean.
know what I mean? I want to be right now. I'm in the living room. Not good. Not fun. Everyone hates what we're doing. But
Is that true? Is that how you really feel right now, Phoenix?
I meant the viewers. Okay, so
You know, I mean, as you look at the other ones, you notice that there are iconography on them as well. But
all right. I'm not mind linked, right? That was the only.
you are mind linked, yeah.
You are.
Oh, that was okay. I don't know. I was also mind linked. I'm gonna speak out in my mind link. I'm not getting too much on these statues. I haven't touched them. It perhaps will. Well, I'm a little bit worried, to tell you the truth, to touch these things.
Don't touch him.
There's some iconography on them. No idea what any of this means. Nothing. I may have learned that at one point, but well, you know how I am with life.
Okay.
At this point, you're all
Could
finishing
I-
up your investigations, yeah.
Can I come down and take a look at them?
Yeah.
Then and help
Also,
out.
Everett's gonna stay
Wait,
up
wait.
and look at the books up here,
Yeah.
but
like, would my thing be changed if it was actually a non-natural 1? Because
No.
you said careful investigation is at disadvantage.
no,
So mine
it
be
wouldn't.
cut-
It
okay.
wouldn't change. You get the same information with
Okay.
a 7 and with a 1.
Okay.
It's a fail.
Well, actually, it'd be a 6 because I have a -1.
right. Your
So-
check failed. So
Okay,
you got
cool.
that's the information you got from a failing check.
I just want to know if we should have been punished more.
Make a history check, go now.
No, what?
Una, history check if you want to look
Yeah.
at these things.
Thought Phoenix said something.
Sorry, the one thing I forgot, the one on the elf, is the iconography elf specific? Because then I would get
Oh.
favored enemy.
Yeah, actually. Go ahead and take another roll then.
Okay, I'll just re-roll that one history check.
Yeah, the history check.
Okay, that one was 4.
You still don't know.
I got 13.
Okay.
13's enough for most of these. They're not terribly difficult to figure out. The elf with the bow is a Nildorian soldier. The crossbowman, you don't know. The crossbowman. One of the people with the swords is a lion knight, a Caerleonan lion knight, with its sort of broadsword over its head. And the other one is instantly recognizable as a Carthian samurai.
Rivers of blood.
Yeah, you guys are fucked.
That term is banned.
Close,
Actually, yeah, like disregard all those sword ideas I sent you. Can I just make Rivers of Blood in
No.
D&D?
You said Carthian, Nildorian, and Seleucian?
Renarsian, the lion knight. So sorry, Caerleonan. My bad. Renarsian is the continent. The two swordsmen. One is a Carthian samurai. The other one is a Caerleonan lion knight. And the ranged combatants. One of them is a Nildorian archer, and the other one is a crossbow wielder. And the symbol you don't recognize.
Right. Okay. Okay.
The two swordsmen are fairly iconic designs. Yeah. They look like what they are. And Nildor, you see the symbol. You live right next to there, you know. But
yeah,
the last one is. Yeah, you've all completed your investigations, so you can meet back up and discuss.
Well, I found a diary. I'll relay generally what I saw and then be like, so yeah, he's behind it, but not exactly him, and he seems sad about it.
So could it be something like is taking over his body?
Yeah.
And controlling it?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Awesome. It looks like it's been that way since he was young.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but... Oh, sorry. Go.
No. You.
I feel bad now, but I'd be fine kind of leaving it here, unless you really want to look at that desk.
I was thinking the same thing. We have proof of our suspicions. Maybe better not to alert anyone.
Not entirely him.
But also that it is him, yeah.
Also that it is him. Yeah.
I think that might be the best scenario.
Before we leave, Una, could I have you take a look at this bookshelf briefly? You have more experience in this field than I do. I want to show her the theater books and see if there's anything out of place there, anything related to the subject, even tangentially the subject matter that we're looking into.
I mean, yeah, there's a large collection of plays here. One does catch your eye because you all recently did it, and you do remember that it had mention of Peadoir. That play is here. It is on the shelf.
Can I open the book and turn to where I think that speech was?
So you grab the book and you you start to pull it out, and you hear
fuck.
And the bookshelf and the one next to it.
Oh heavens! I thought that was the statues for a moment.
Open up your way. The statues do not move.
Okay.
But you see in front of you a dark set of stairs leading downwards. Stone stairs.
Okay, I guess never mind. I'm to go away.
Should we... No. Well, I certainly can't go down there or else our escape route is gone.
Yeah, you say I can. And
I
Una,
like-
you
Scout.
could you go back?
I
Can,
could
because you're
scout.
invisible. I can go with you as a spider.
Little floating spider.
Wait, if you like. Oh wait, no, I'd still be visible.
Yeah.
You like.
It doesn't cancel you.
Yeah, because our hands are invisible. So.
I mean, I'll pick the smallest bug I can to be inconspicuous. I just don't want you to go down alone.
Or I could take turn. Who's
Oh yeah.
invisible?
I keep forgetting you guys are invisible because for some
Right.
reason I think I can see your faces.
Right. It's just so vivid.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how useful I would be in a fight, but as long as I'm in no danger here, I could also send my echo down with you up to 1,000 feet. Past that, I won't be able to follow.
Well, we'll just scout ahead. And I'll tell you once I see anything. Yeah?
Cool. All right.
Let's go. Turn.
Turn and Una
I could-
start
All right.
heading down the stairs.
good.
Cool. You head down these stairs. It's a dark set of very cool stone stairs that go downwards and curve slightly to the left. I assume you're making your way down carefully, stealthily?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a stealth check at advantage, both of you.
$22.
13.
Quietly, Una incredibly quietly, but you can definitely hear Turn's footsteps.
Una, where are you?
But it's not the worst roll in the world. This is not crazy stealthy. Yeah, you come and as you sort of curve around the bend, Una, your vision is starting to get a little rough because there's not a whole lot of light here. But around the corner, you do see a little bit of green light. Just a little bit. It's very dim. It's still hard to see. But as you come around the corner, you can see that it is outlining a doorway. Just an open doorway leading into another room that you can make vague details out. You see some shelves in there. Directly in front of you, you see what looks to be a workstation. There's a chair, a desk, and a bunch of paper and books and stuff on it. That's all you can see from this vantage point with your low light. Turn, you can see it a little bit better. You also make out that there do seem to be, like, right on the other side, like, there's the archway of the door, and on the other side of the archway, there are two little columns, freestanding columns, probably like 2 feet high, on either side of the entryway.
I see 2 freestanding columns on the other side of the entryway.
Are they... Sorry, I was typing. Are they just free... You said
They're just-
freestanding,
they're
so
like-
in the middle of the room?
No, they're not. They're like right next to the door. They're like if you walked through the door, you'd walk between the two of them.
Oh.
Interesting.
The ceiling is pretty low. Turn, you probably have to duck your head for your horn to not touch it.
Panel. I don't know. You think it's some sort of like. I don't know. What should we do?
Again, like, you need to be a little louder, because I'm connected to 3 other people, so...
Alright, I go back upstairs.
No!
No, I'm just kidding. It's just, I don't know. What do you think we should do? Should we creep forward carefully and see if this thing like zaps us or something, or maybe just it's as simple as something's supposed to be placed on it? You won't know till you try it, right?
Do the columns go to the ceiling?
No, they're like 2
or are
feet.
they-
There's 2 of them, 2 feet high on either side of the door. You could investigate further if you'd like.
Yeah.
All right, make an
I'll
investigation check
column.
at disadvantage because it's pretty dark in here.
What do you have dark vision?
What?
You can make it a normal investigation check. Too.
Yeah. You can.
DM, actually, I have dark vision.
Yeah, so you can make a normal investigation.
Actually, I have 60 feet of dark vision.
Okay.
14. Do you need to know what languages I speak?
I don't actually.
Yeah. 0.
0.
Yes, 0.
Okay. Una, you don't make out much, but you do make out that there's like they're columns. There does seem to be some sort of carving in it, but the sides that face each other, there seems to be just like a very small opening running the length of both of the columns.
Crap. Maybe.
Seems
I pointed
fine
out.
To me. It just seems like a plain column. Oh, yeah, look at that. How did you see that?
Practice.
You'd think that you're the one with dark vision here.
Wouldn't that be nice? What do you think?
You think it's some sort of trap, like when someone passes through, or like
Maybe.
well,
Yeah.
maybe it detects certain people or presences, or something.
Yeah.
I think we need someone who can detect magic.
The one person I don't have a link with.
I mean, I could go back up and
It's not that far.
True.
You've only gone like 15, 20 feet, so.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Do.
Okay.
Sorry, that's my
Oh,
waiting
actually, I
sound.
don't do that. That's a turn walk. That is
He doesn't do
no
that
longer.
anymore.
That doesn't happen anymore. I creep up the steps.
You find yourself back in the room. While you guys are down there, Shandi and Tether, are you doing anything? Or are you just sort of waiting for them to come back?
I'm not touching anything.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm just like making sure to stay as still as possible in case any stray tile triggers something.
Right.
Heather. There's two. It's me, Taryn. There's two little pylon-looking things down at the bottom of the steps. Can you-
Pythons?
Nope. Pillars, sort of like half pillars. Go detect magic on them. If you please.
Okay. Ah, you scared me. Remember, you're invisible.
Right. Sorry.
It's okay. I'll try to give a reassuring pat that it's okay, but I'm guessing it's just air. Wait, I'll roll for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I scoot forward and get my arm in the path of the pat.
Okay. Okay.
I'll be right behind you.
Okay, cool. I'll go down stealthily.
Cool. Make a stealth check.
I'd love to.
Can I make another stealth check since I'm sneaking back down again?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're moving stealthily.
I got a
Natural
10.
20.
Hey, turn is super quiet. You have advantage, Tether, because you're not invisible, so you don't have advantage.
I'm not
10.
invisible.
It's not the most stealthy thing in the world. You hear Tether coming.
I just had a fright. You
Yeah.
hear.
Okay, we do hear that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're down there before you. I mean, Una, you see Tether making her way down. She can't see you, but
I'll like flash the flinted ring. Oh wait, no, all of my objects are.
yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. I'll just go down and I'll see you soon enough. I
Yeah,
have dark
I mean,
vision, right?
Little tap.
Yeah, but you see it, but you probably bump your
Yeah.
knees into something invisible before you
Yeah.
reach it.
Oh, I keep forgetting she's invisible.
Yeah.
I was like, I see
Oh.
her.
No,
And I
no.
can speak into your mind, so I'm like, I'm right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So you see.
Go ahead and detect that magic. Specifically on those pillars.
Detecting.
Detect that
Yes,
magic.
there is a magical aura connecting these two pillars. It's like a little screen connecting the two of them. And if you spend your action, you know that is abjuration magic.
There's aberration magic.
Oh,
connecting the
admiration
pillars.
magic? Sounds like a bard sort of thing.
What's admiration magic?
Aberration
Abrasion
magic.
magic? That ouch.
Admonition magic?
Ammunition.
Ammunition.
Magic?
No, it's arboreal. Is it plant based?
So, like, the word abjuration is in your brain.
I know, I'm just
I
role
know.
playing stupid.
I know.
Thanks for putting me back in the living room. Oh my gosh. This is why our channel doesn't have more viewers.
Don't say things like that.
Sorry. Okay, I'm back. I'm back in character.
Abjuration magic. Can you ask Everett what type of that is?
He says it's adolescent magic.
For children.
The worst
Everett,
kind.
what's abjuration magic?
Abjuration magic. I would know, but I am gonna make an Arcana check just for fun. Yeah, it's like a fucking.
know some
That's a million. Abjuration. It's like shields and alarms and protection and yeah.
Okay, so
That tells us nothing.
yes, it.
I'm
Okay,
just messing with you. So it's probably some sort of alarm, we're thinking.
we have two options.
Can we just crawl over it? Does the
You
does
could.
the spell go?
Spell only goes up to about 2 feet high. Might be difficult for Una to get over it, but the other ones of you could step over
People
it like
who can.
you could just step over it like you're skipping the line at a movie theater.
No, I suppose we shouldn't take any risks here. Una, do you mind if I pick you up?
How am I gonna get back?
I'll bring you back.
Oh, you're coming over too?
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
assuming you want to go over there with a partner.
Sure.
Or should Tether go over and scan the rest of the room first?
We could also bring
I still-
Shandi down here with portals. No?
No.
Why
Oh,
not?
I can just ride the wall as a spider.
Why
Or
can't
is you-
Shandi move the...
Yeah, I can just. Oh yeah.
The portal won't go through the door on its own. Like one
Because you
portal
have to
is
do an
outside.
action. Too.
Oh.
You'd have to open the
Yeah,
door
I'll
and let
just
the
go
portal
in.
through.
I'll just go in.
Alright, well, just go in and scan for more auras first, and then we'll decide what to do next.
Your detect magic is still up.
Scanning. Yeah, scanning.
Cool. You make your way into the room. You find yourself as you get in and get a better look around.
I'm not stepping on the ground.
Yeah, you're up on the ceiling.
Yeah.
This looks a lot like a laboratory.
My laboratory. DD, get out of my laboratory.
There were books upstairs, right? Notebooks and books. Down here, there are like only notebooks piled all over the place.
There's a fucking nerd.
There are a couple of tables. There's calendars, sketches of all of you with like notes written under them. There's maps with X's on them and circles and notes written as well. You'd probably have to get a little closer to like make out what any of that is.
Yeah.
The thing that is most striking and makes it feel most like a lab, though, is the severed mummified head sitting in an open chest in the corner of the room. This head has certainly seen better days. Its eyes, even from here, see that the eyes are glass, and its preserved skin is pulled taut over its bones. It's hard to tell if it was human or half-elven due to its current position, and its hair, which is still there. It's brown and combed rather stylishly onto its sickly head. The chest it sits in is filled with soft cotton with wire frames that perfectly fit the head where it goes. There is a space on either side of the head with 2 more wire frames, one in the shape of a flame and one in the shape of a crescent moon.
Okay.
Your magic sensor doesn't would it? Your magic sensor doesn't go off. There's no other magic in this room. Not in the way that this spell would discover.
So the
Tell me
frame,
that.
it's just the frame in the shape of a thing. It's not the thing.
The things aren't there. The only thing that is there is the head.
And it's only the 3 spots?
3 spots.
Okay.
I mean, there are 3 keys as
Yeah.
well. The flame, the moon, and a face.
So that face is the key. No.
The eyes are the window to the soul.
Well. So I don't sense any abjuration magic.
Just the one, just the alarm.
Yeah. Guys, Tether really has a fascination with dead things. The severed head. Okay, first she'll like survey the room, like look at those notes a little bit.
Yeah, if you want to go down and look at the notes, you're more than welcome here to. What are the rest of you doing? I mean, I know what Septon and Shandi are doing, but
I mean,
Alright, so I need to get you over on the other side, or are we gonna... There's no magic over there. You wanna step over and investigate?
sure.
cool. All right.
Toss me.
Toss me.
So if I'm just helping
Up,
Una
up.
over...
You can do that without a. You can do that without a
Up
skill
is-
check. That's super easy. You don't need to roll anything for that.
Alright, okay,
Did
okay.
you say uppies?
Like, I
Uppies.
know you're being clear about the rules, but they're doing a different thing.
Una want uppies.
I know.
Up.
I know. I was trying to
All right.
ignore it, Peter.
I help Una over,
Thank you.
and then I also step over.
Easy enough. Yeah, the 3 of you are now in this room. You can make investigation checks if you'd like.
I don't like that. At all.
25 again.
Great.
Should I make one?
Yeah.
It's still dark, right? So investigation disadvantage if you don't have dark vision. which would make
There
this
is light in here.
Ah.
There are 3.
Oh.
Sorry, that's what the green light is coming from. There are these 3 little, what you can only assume are Magitech lenses that are bathing the room in this sort of sickly teal light.
I also got a natural 20.
Nice.
I guess I'll just go back upstairs. It seems like everything's under control
I
here.
mean, there's a
Oh.
lot to
Look at me.
there's a lot to look at if you want to.
Okay, don't worry. I'm gonna crit fail and fall into the trap.
It's
Here I go.
definitely possible.
Investigation check. It's not a crit fail, but it is another 0.
Cool. All right. So, Turn, you look around. A lot of the writing in here is just like insane.
I think I'm probably just too. I'm like focused on the head. I can't look
Yeah.
away. And every time I go to look at something, I keep like look.
And
I
it,
feel
it
like the
feels
eyes
like
are
it's
following me
watching
and
you.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
It's not good. Una,
Yeah.
you start looking through stuff. The writing in here is it's insane. It is the scrawlings of a madman.
Of a what?
Of a madman.
Okay.
There's a lot of info about you guys. Info about your past, some more than others. A lot of stuff about your abilities, what you can do, and how you are growing. But a lot of the stuff in here is like, it's not nonsensical per se, but it's definitely prone to like waxing darkly poetic and going into like manic tangents. Like there's stuff about your psychic abilities, and then it goes into this whole thing about the power to control minds, and it gets weirdly like rhymey for a second before like moving back into reality. You find a lot of this weird stuff. There's a lesson plan for the next 5 years, generally laid out. And it would expose you, it would plan to expose you to increasingly insane dangers. Just like crazier and crazier bullshit, all with the end goal of you becoming strong, so we, every personal pronoun in here is multiple, is plural, and we is used a lot so that we can take them and build our empire. It is a little hard to parse sometimes too, because it does seem to be written in multiple languages. The majority of it is in common, but there is some that you recognize as Sylvan, and then some in a language that looks sort of like Infernal. Do either of you speak Infernal?
Fern does.
Infernal characters.
Yeah, either of you meaning.
Well, yeah, you
Any
could.
of us in the
Any
room?
of you. You said you weren't
I
really
would
looking
point
at the
it out.
writing, but if Una shows you.
I mean, I wasn't, but if Una shows me.
Yeah. It's not Infernal. You recognize the characters as Infernal, but it is a different language using Infernal characters. In fact, make a history check. Turn in Una. Tether, you could, if you wanted to.
I stay in my lane.
Normal advantage.
15.
Normal.
That's crit fail.
Okay. Una, you would recognize this language with Turn's input as Falem, which is like a really archaic, pretty much no longer used language spoken in Relfheim right after the rise of Vecna.
Love that.
If we bring Everett down here, he can cast Comprehend Languages.
You absolutely can. But what you do, so Tether, you find a bundle of letters that seem to have been received from the Band of Heroes, who you recognize as the people who are about to come assist and teach for you. And I think I can show you these letters.
Show them to me.
Fallen spelled like
Fallen with an
Oh,
N.
like PHA.
No, Fallen.
no, that's phallic.
Oh, right. I was
Can
thinking
you see that?
Should I read them aloud?
That would be good.
Okay. We are surprised to hear from
Wait, do
you,
with a
brother.
sinister voice. Sinister voice.
Okay, Tether sinister voice. We are surprised to hear
Just do it normal,
from
please.
you.
I beg of you. Just do it normal.
I'm sorry. Who was the Band of Heroes?
The Band of Heroes, they were coming in a couple months to
Assistant teach.
and they were the ones who assisted Emethet Hagen years ago. The same group, not the same members, but
Right.
the same like group. Has a history in the area.
Got it. Got the context. Continue, Michael.
Okay.
Heather.
Who's
Sorry.
Michael? I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
We are surprised to hear from you, brother. We heard news of the renovation, but we did not think you behind it, considering the terms of your imprisonment. We have no memory of spilling our blood to release you, and yet released you are. We have no intention of allying ourselves with someone as ignoble as yourself. Should you contact us again, you shall be our next mark. We are not aware of their passing.
It's a different letter, just for the audience. Yeah.
Sorry, next letter. We are not aware of their passing. To think there are only the two of us left. We have little faith in your intentions, but are in agreement with you that we should mourn our fallen brother. We think it wise if we do this apart. Next letter. This program of yours seems just indeed. Perhaps your imprisonment did you good. Though we shall be cautious, it seems prudent of us to investigate if your claims are indeed true. You will be hearing from us anon. Next letter. Fair brother, we misjudged you. We committed the very sin placed upon our father by those ungrateful Fae. Your past deeds do not define you, and you have the determination to rise up against them and forge something new. The path you walk is reminiscent of his as well. Rising from the depraved to create and uphold bright new life, we commend you and will be happy to assist you in this endeavor. We are disposed on a worm hunt at the moment and must replenish our ranks. And you may expect us on the 5th of Fillmore's.
7th.
And
but
7th. Be confident, 7th of Fillmore's. May you walk in the light of the fractured star.
Those are the letters. Una, you as well find a document. In fact, it's a journal that has been left open. The inkwell, in fact, next to it, not covered and drying out as you look at it. I'm going to show you this now.
Fresh journal entry. We fear we must speed up our progress. The worm draws ever closer. It has already stolen those traders from us. We cannot allow it to steal our students. It would be unwise to let it know we are aware of it. It has killed for less. And yet it is always watching. So it likely knows and is simply biding its time, waiting for us to show our hands. Perhaps we could offer it the ghost as a statement of peace. We have no use for the thing after all. Perhaps our brothers can live up to their name and slay the creature when they... And it's cut off.
As you flip through this notebook in particular, this seems to be the largest one here and the most commonly written in. It's hard to make out what's going on, but as you flip through, you do get, with that investigation check, there's research notes on the physical splitting of the cool she, to messy anecdotes about a past that isn't quite remembered. There's a lot of information here, but it would take, even if you could read the whole thing, it would take some time to decipher it all.
I'm not gonna take it. They'll know.
Well, I was thinking about taking the head.
Okay. And I'm gonna go out to the group. Guys, Tether wants to take the head.
Septon, you're just reading your book, you're like...
No, hang on. I need to make it clear to you, Blake.
Yeah.
I am not reading those books.
But you're sitting there with the book, right? Like,
Yeah.
you
And I
hear
have been-
that in your brain.
Well, and I have been relaying the
What
important
head?
details. No. Hold on. I've been relaying the important details so we don't have to RP every relay.
All right. In that case, no
If I'm
head.
not- Yeah.
All right.
Tether, definitely not.
No.
Well,
So
this
no
is just
head.
Smashes it right on the ground.
Smashes the mind link.
Terrible. Fucking terrible.
Chelsea, you really got yourself with this one.
well, my assumption is because it has the representations of the other two keys, and then that thing. I think that faces the third key. So, if they're having a bad plan, taking the key and getting rid of it or something might be good. But also it could, alert
I know,
everything.
Yeah. We yeet it into the lake. That was
Remember
that was
the
joke.
lake and then dig something idea.
Right.
Well, I think it's worth saying that perhaps we should get out while the getting's good.
Yep.
I mean, we definitely
Yeah.
have more questions than
We have a
answers,
lot.
but
Okay, so we have a lot of information, but I vote. Let's leave now and
Yeah.
talk about it later.
Yep. Great.
all right.
Are you
Let's go.
Are you taking the head or are you leaving the head?
I'll leave the head.
Cool.
It was the agreement of the group.
All right. As the
I'll
two of
put
them
it
start
back
to
over
leave. Tether, you turn around just like one last, oh, I wish I could take this head. And you see it smile.
No.
And as it does so, some balls of light start to appear over its head, and your detect magic now flares. These are balls of pure arcane energy as the head begins to float up from its place and smile at you. Can I get some initiative?
Her and Anuna do that slow turn.
slow turn as all of a sudden the lights shine. Who else upstairs is in the mind relay? Is it both of you?
Both of them.
Everett, Septon, and I have ear
Right.
to
I
Shandi.
say, Septon.
Oh, I don't think you can
It's
talk to them. I think
Yeah,
Una
but-
can talk to
Oh,
them.
I can hear that.
but-
I say, Una, tell them upstairs it's a code brown
Come on.
down here. Code
I'm
brown.
What in the hell is a code brown?
Isn't that hoop?
Ah, shit myself!
Ah, shit, myself.
I said,
All
Initiative.
right. Okay, cross your fingers. Stream doesn't crash.
Oh, I hate that floating head.
Stream did not
So
crash.
much.
So, here's a floating head. Shandi and Everett are up in here.
Nah, I don't like that.
Septon, you're not here, but
Oh.
where you are isn't on the map. So I'll give you the opportunity in just one moment. Okay, calm your horses.
Really regretting locking that door behind us. Septon's gonna have a rough time getting over here.
Oh.
You make a very good point.
Have fun kicking down a door.
Oh, nice.
We got
I
this.
am gonna put you in the initiative order, Septon, but you're more than welcome to just skip your turn if you feel like you don't want to.
Right, we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling.
All right, let me change the pliggity playlist.
Now, can you remind them as well to step over the entryway?
Step
Yeah.
over the entryway.
So like these are the two pillars here.
Mm-hmm. Here I was thinking you'd be like, and that's where we're gonna end.
Not a fucking chance, dude. All right, have we all rolled initiative? I'll roll for Everett.
Yeah.
And Septon, I can roll for you
I
too.
rolled.
No.
I rolled.
All right, Una, you're first. You see this thing
Alright.
begin to float upwards, smiling at you.
Love that.
Well, it's smiling at Tether. It can't see you.
Right. Oh, well, until I attack it. If I attack it.
Right.
Septon, are you saying leave?
Septon just says, everybody just run, lol. Septon doesn't actually know what happened.
I told you what happened. I've been telling you all the
Right,
important
yeah,
did you say-
details.
Did
Not
you
since the
say-
head raised. You can
Did
take
you
an
say
action.
a head rose
Right.
up and 3 bulbs lit over it? Or did I just hear code brown?
I probably said, okay, there's a head in here, and then you heard Turn say code brown, and then I said head is floating, head
Yeah.
is floating.
There we go.
It's
Now we're all
probably
up to
seen us.
date.
I think we have to.
Septon's gonna say, get out of there.
Yeah. Can I say something?
It's seen
Yes,
us. I think we
You
have
can
to
say
dispose of
something,
this
but your
thing.
turn
say
doesn't come
something.
for a while.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. The tether will say, very under her breath, "It's only seen me. Run away. I'll follow. No need to know where
Okay.
that is."
Okay, I will. Wait, can I move and still hold an action? No.
Yeah. Holding an action is your action. It's not your movement.
Right. Okay. I am going to.
I will require an acrobatics check for you to get over the sensor without triggering it, though, because you're small.
Right. But I would actually like to. Okay, I'm gonna be moving into here, but not over it. You know what I mean?
That's where the sensor is.
Oh, shit, the fucking balls.
You know how like halflings can like share a space with someone? Could she share a
True.
space with it and
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
try to?
No.
Not with the
No,
sensor.
Then never mind. Then never mind. I thought I was farther away, and the squares proved me wrong.
Yeah.
In which case, I will relay to turn. Get out of here. I will hold my action. If it attacks Tether, I'm gonna shoot at it.
Okay. All right, Septon.
All right.
Something's going down. You're muted.
Thank you. Septon. So I'm still outside the door, right?
Yep.
Is this multi-leveled?
Yes. There is a
Nice, that's
layer
cool.
above that you can see under if you go under it.
Does the door have a keyhole?
Yes.
Can I look through the keyhole? Or is it like
it'll
too
be
small?
it'll be a conspicuous move to do that, but yeah, you can.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, first, you know what? Let me just like stand up and because I've been pretty focused on like
Right.
watching the door. Can I just get a lay of the library real quick?
Make perception check.
Perception check. That's a 5. I'm frazzled.
There might be people up here, but You don't know. There's bookshelves in the way.
Alright. So I'm gonna walk over to the door and see if he can look through the
It is very small. You can like barely through it see like a hallway, sort of.
That's probably not gonna work then. Think Septon is gonna hold until he gets more info.
Okay, cool. Are you
And
holding?
he's-
Are
no,
you
no,
holding
you know he's
something in
gonna-
particular? Or are you
No,
just...
no. I think he's just gonna
Cool.
skip his turn. I think what he's gonna do is say back to Una like, "Do I need to come in here there, or should I stay out here?"
I mean, you might as well start coming in here if we can't take it and it follows us. Right?
If we are running away from this thing, then I don't want us all to get trapped in the stairs. They're pretty narrow.
You're not paralyzed.
Ooh.
You're just
Oh.
invisible. That's what I'm using for invisibility.
You don't have invisibility one?
I don't fucking know, dude. I don't look at these. It's fine. This is invisibility. This is invisibility.
Like,
Oh,
so,
I see. You
so
don't
here's the
have
thing.
the-
Like,
yeah, yeah,
despite being an initiative because it's a D&D game. Sorry, you're in the living room, Phoenix. All we've seen is this head float. It hasn't technically attacked us, is all I'm saying.
It's
Okay.
yeah.
Then
know?
Septon's
standing there,
Yeah.
menacingly.
Septon's gonna stay outside the door for this turn.
Okay.
All right, Everett. What's Everett doing, Michael?
Everett is gonna stay where he is.
All right. The floating head is going to grin at you, and you're going to see the rays, the balls over its head begin to glow. Two of them. The green one and the red one glow, and both of them shoot rays right at you, Tom.
Oh, he's got the Infinity Stones.
All right, Tether. First, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Is that an attack?
It is. It's an aggressive action, which I would allow you to trigger your thing.
Ooh.
You should have advantage, right? If it can't.
Can't see you, so you have advantage. Yeah, that's
But
true.
now I am.
But you become visible as you launch your
Yep.
dagger.
Jeez, where is my everything? Okay. It's been a minute. Damn. 17
17 will hit
with advantage.
this floating head, so you will
Great.
get sneak attack
Yeah.
on this damage.
Yep. Oh, it's because I'm in Foundry and not D&D Beyond, which confuses me. Damage-wise. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I had a feeling. So many dice. Okay. 25 is my lucky number. 25 points of psychic damage.
All right, 25 points of psychic damage to this thing as your dagger goes in there and the mouth opens in an expression of pain, but no sound comes out. Tether,
Ah.
Constitution saving throw.
6.
All right, you are paralyzed. You actually are paralyzed, so maybe I should have used a different thing. Tether, you are paralyzed as this thing hits you. And let me double check paralysis, because another ray is coming your way. You fail strength and dexterity checks, or saves. And this is a Constitution save, so you can still make it.
12.
That That is still a fail. As this ray writhes into you, and you feel the moisture in your body actually disappearing a little bit. As you take 15 points of necrotic damage. And you are paralyzed. Alright, turn.
Alright.
Well, sorry, this thing will float. How much speed does it
does move.
How much speed does it have?
Going. It's attacking. It's attacking.
It's gonna
Shut it down.
go.
It's seen.
It's floating in the air 5 feet to the ceiling, basically. It'll
Shut
float
it down, Code Brown.
It'll float up 10 feet to the very ceiling. 15, 20,
Ooh.
as it starts to leave.
Interesting. Oh.
Oh,
Don't like
fuck.
that. Did it go through the barrier or over
Above.
the barrier?
It's at the ceiling, which at the end here is 10 feet up, and it's sort of banking down on the ceiling down to the.
All right, I say to.
Did it
Una,
pass turn?
Not within his range.
Yeah.
It's on the ceiling.
Oh, sorry.
It used
So,
10 feet of
you
its
said-
movement to get all the way up there.
Earlier you said I have to sort of duck in this room.
Well, the
Sort
lab
of
the
low.
lab is taller than the stairway, so it is banking down into the stairway here. As it goes over this, it is now like well within your reach in the stairway if you wanted to go up and hit it.
I'd have to step into the barrier.
I mean, at this point.
I say in my mind, I still think it's worth avoiding the barrier. We don't want to alert anything else. And I
Okay.
say, can you relay to the others? It's coming up the steps. I think we need to destroy it. It's now seen 2 of us, and it's about to see me.
It's coming. I'm visible now. It's seen 2 of us. It's about to see turn.
Are you taking an action on your turn?
I am taking action on my turn. Alright, I'm gonna step to this point,
Mm-hmm.
and I am gonna cast a spell.
All right. As you lose your invisibility.
Let me... Yeah, what the heck. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna cast Web in that,
Nice.
in the hallway. I'm gonna go ahead and place my... Oh my gosh, it's huge!
It's pretty big. Web is pretty big. Did you see that? You see the thing I made for you, right? So if you go into the little characters tab and go down to summons and spells,
Oh,
there
I
should
was going
be.
to thing place an automatic template, but I'll do that instead.
Yeah, I made art for it.
Wait, you can see the thing?
What?
I can't see the head.
It's
The
because
Phoenix can.
it's dark.
Oh.
I'm gonna put it right there,
Cool.
and so I'll also do this, so it's a little bit easier to see where that is.
Yeah, it's just on this particular background, a little difficult, but it's in these spaces. I see it going up the stairs.
Yeah, it's like there, where it's highlighted green.
It's on the floor.
So it is.
Oh,
so
it's
a
filling
20-foot
the cube.
cube. Fills the whole thing, so the whole entire hallway is just web. I don't get the spot where the barrier is.
Yeah.
But so it has to make a. It's difficult terrain, lightly obscures
It's a dex
the
save.
area. Correct. Each creature's on its turn.
On its turn. Okay.
So
So
each creature starts its turn or enters them during its turn must make dex saving throw.
Yeah.
Failed save, it's restrained.
cool. Yeah. So as of now, nothing. But
And that is. Do I want a bonus action? No, I won't. That's gonna be my whole turn.
all right, Tether, you are paralyzed, but at the end of your turn, you can make a Constitution saving throw if you'd like.
I'm sure I would like to. I'm just double checking one thing real quick. Where is it? 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 I'm just checking some spell components. I know I have it. Where is it? Oh, there. Oh, never mind. Purple and somatic. Okay, I'll do my Constitution saving throw then. I'm just gonna try to lesser restoration myself. 9.
That's fail. You are still paralyzed.
Cool.
Sean D.
All right. I'm gonna quick use the ear to ask Una where Septon's at and if she can get a read on his location.
Do I know where he is? Oh, something where.
I just want like an in-story justification for why I would do what I'm about to do.
I'm still standing outside the door.
Septon's outside the door.
Okay.
Bada boom.
I'm gonna
Uh-oh.
Sheko 30 feet behind me.
Okay.
I think that might have been a little too far. Nope, that was perfect. And then for my action, I'm going to do Echo Avatar so I can see through his eyes and control him up to 1,000 feet.
Okay.
And then I'll use his movement to go. Is it an action to unlock the door?
The door that you're right in front of, or the
No, the door that Septon's at.
It's gonna be more than your movement away.
Then Sheko's movement?
Yeah, the end of the hallway isn't where the door is. This is where it crosses back and goes in the opposite direction.
Oh, okay. I just thought I thought that was just
Yeah,
the whole
sorry,
hallway.
that's a little misleading.
Okay, then I'll just move.
So it's
Sheko.
probably about double this to get to that door.
Okay, then I'll just move Sheko his full movement of 30, closer to the door.
25, 30. So I'm gonna place Sheko. So he is here in the other hallway.
Okay.
Cool. All right, that'll bring us back to Una.
Okay. He's in the webs.
He's in the webs.
Nice.
It doesn't seem like he's necessarily been affected by them yet, but the webs have sprung up around him. And this is the split second after it springs up.
Okay. I'm reading the web here, and it says the webs are flammable.
They sure
Any
are.
5-foot cube of webs exposed to fire burns away in one round, dealing 2d4 fire damage to any creature that starts its turn in the fire.
Yep.
But we don't know if he's... Are we trying... it'll burn it away, but it could hurt him too. Turn, what do you...
Well, I mostly threw up the web to slow it down. So if you burn it, it won't slow him down.
Yeah.
It would damage him. We can from here probably
Well,
throw things at him.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
I'm going to... Either way, I'm going to bring up the flinted rings so I can see
You can.
as a bonus.
Yeah, fair enough.
But, yeah.
Let me see
Just
what
so I
you
can
do.
see better.
How much light does that give you?
I think I get 10.
Because I can actually.
I literally just had it up. Hold on.
I can manually give you 10 feet of light.
Bright light, 10 feet. Dim light, 10 more feet.
Great.
I won't burn them yet, don't worry. Just thinking in my noggin.
Alright, you should have some light there.
Then I would like to pew him,
Alright, go for it.
please. Unnatural 20.
That'll hit.
And... 9 points of psychic damage.
Alright.
And I'm gonna... just move. Here.
Cool. Alright, Septon.
That really helps, but...
It is your turn.
Okay. Okay. Shandi, you did not open the door?
No.
Okay. So I'm just gonna one more time spin around and not even like perception check, just see if anyone's looking at him.
I mean, I need a perception check.
I
Well,
guess that would be a
what's
perception
your
check.
passive perception?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I use passive perception?
Yeah. It won't necessarily be as accurate, but depending on how your
My
passive perception
passive
is.
perception is 12.
You don't see anyone with
Great.
just a quick glance.
Great. I'm gonna look down at the through the keyhole again,
Mhm.
and use my face step to go into the hallway.
It works.
Anywhere I can see. And I'll go as close to the portal as I can, I guess.
Well, you can't see the portal. That's around a switchback, but
Oh.
with your full movement, so like basically you'd be a layer above.
Oh, okay.
So with your full movement, you could make it
Can I?
to the switchback.
I was gonna say, can I face step as far in as possible?
What's how far?
30
I'm gonna
feet.
go ahead and say you can only face step about 10 feet in, just because you're looking through a keyhole, so you can't really
Okay,
see
yeah.
the full distance. But I'll say you can get actually to like the bottom floor, so you are here on the map, where you are actually
Okay. I'll
with
use
your
my
movement.
action.
Yeah.
I'll use my action to 20, 25, 30. I'll dash through the portal.
Okay. Septon appears.
Just blew by Sheko in the hallway.
Yeah, you run past Checo, but
A wild Shandi, Septon appear.
all right. Anything else from you?
Turn to Sean. Oh, I can't see Shandi, can I?
Shandy's invisible. You're the only one in this room, as far as you can tell.
Do I hear like?
You hear stuff coming from down. You see bookshelves open, and you can hear stuff coming from down that passageway.
well,
Yeah.
I don't know why I asked. That's my turn anyway.
All
so.
right, Everett.
Everett is going to. Shandy probably can't get through the webs. Oh, he could. Does difficult terrain stack? Like if there's multiple types and instances of multiple difficult terrain in one area?
No, because it's half movement. No matter what, they're not gonna half it a second time. I think it's like advantage. It doesn't stack. You can only.
There is specific terrain that says it's not difficult, but it says for every foot of movement you spend.
Yeah.
So unless it's something like that, it wouldn't stack.
And just so you know, Michael, you're like completely off screen as well.
Oh, I'm in the center of my
If you
screen.
go to the well, I don't know what the center of your screen is. I based it off of the first time we set this all up. So if you just go a little bit towards your window, then you're good.
Sorry.
You are. No, you're fine. Just so you know.
Reading. No, I was gonna try to Spirit Guardians, but yeah, I'll do that. Everett will. Sorry, it's the first time.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
good, man. You're playing somebody else's character. No pressure.
Okay, he'll move here. Can he see?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And Everett will cast. Doesn't have a lot of damage stuff, does he?
It does not.
That is safe to do here. He's going to cast Magic Missile at level 3, so adding 2 more darts.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is 5d4 plus 1.
That's maybe
That
the
plus
only
5.
spell you could have cast that wouldn't activate this thing's cool ability. So,
Hey.
good choice.
$22.
22. Right. As the missiles collide into the back of this thing, you see as the orbs wink out, and the head, pretty battered by this force damage, just falls straight down. Luckily, straight into the web that is right there, not preventing it from rolling forward into the alarm. Or preventing it from rolling forward into the alarm.
Was that good?
It was great. Now shh.
Yeah, and Everett is no longer invisible either.
Is it unconscious?
It seems unconscious. Make an investigation check, though, real quick. Anyone who can see it. Tether's still paralyzed. That doesn't change.
Yeah.
27.
Everett's.
13.
All right, Una, you notice that on what would have been its turn, its wounds do begin to seal and heal a little bit. It seems like it's still unconscious, but you get the sense that it won't be about 6 seconds from now. Turn.
Is healing?
What do you think? If it's healing.
Barn, baby, barn.
I was about to say, can't we put it in stasis? And then remember that's the different campaign.
Oh.
What are we doing?
I feel like you gotta hit it. Sorry.
If it's just healing, I don't. Do you think I should burn it if it's gonna heal? Una?
Yeah, why not?
Alright. I didn't want to make too much noise, so hopefully this isn't too bad. I'm gonna step up. If I have a tinderbox, how difficult is it going to be for me to ignite the web over the... Oh, I don't want to trigger the alarm.
You can reach out and do it. You're gonna be a little off guard. Like if you're you can reach it without triggering the alarm. That's fine, but you're really gonna be like leaning. So if you had to do anything quickly or carefully,
I'm gonna risk it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bonus action invoke my writhing tide.
Your what?
Wait!
Invoke my writhing tide, and where normally I'm swarmed by birds, this time I'm just sort of like swarmed by little nondescript motes of energy. There's just sort of like a blur of energy around me,
No more
and
birds.
I get a hover speed, so I just float up and I float over the thing, and I
Alright.
pull out my tinderbox and I light the web, and all those squares just.
All right. As you light the web, the mouth again this time opens, but sound does come out. It's like "Ah!" as it begins to burn. The smell of burnt flesh starts to fill your nostrils, and as the yeah.
When you scream like that, we only get like the first
Good.
half second.
Good. That's
Yeah.
what well, stream can hear it. You guys can't, so it's for them.
That's for you guys.
It does not seem to be healing its wounds anymore. Does the web burn away? How long does the web last and hold it there?
No. What it says is
Because this is gonna potentially be a dex save.
any 5-foot cube of webs exposed to fire burns away in one round, dealing
Okay.
2d4 fire damage to any creature that starts its turn in the fire.
It is... Yeah, it's still being held there. But you get the sense the web is about to burn and this thing is hanging precariously over the alarm. Cool.
Oh, it's over the alarm.
Well,
So
if it hit the ground, it would roll down the stairs to the alarm. It's one square. It's like 5 feet away from it, but like just with gravity, you know.
Can I?
I might have a solution.
You're paralyzed.
You're paralyzed. Don't talk to me.
No, Everett says it.
Everett's Everett.
I didn't.
Well,
I
I
didn't
say-
realize that was Everett though.
I'm trying my best with
did.
voices.
That's fine.
I got you.
Thanks,
I
Chelsea.
say, well, in case it doesn't work, I just pull a net from my bag and I hand it to Una, and I say, try to catch it in the net so it doesn't roll away.
Why are you giving this to the shortest one?
So turn you're floating, you're hovering, but you are over the thing. Unless you moved backwards.
Move a little bit backwards just to give room to
That's
other
fine.
people to
Yeah.
do stuff. I don't have that much hover speed, so I can only like
I mean, you would have only gone
close.
10 feet total,
Yeah,
so you're
and
good.
then I just take another 5-foot step back, and I say, I don't know, maybe it'll be useful.
Tether! You make con save if you'd like.
I sure would. Da, da, da. Eight.
You're still paralyzed. Shandi!
Trust.
Or
Um,
No?
if you
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
just, you might need it later.
Okay.
I am just going to use my movement to go next to the door.
So that's a bookshelf that you're standing
Oh.
in right now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I see.
Yeah, sorry, that's the above. It's a little bit
Yeah.
transparent. So that's also a bookshelf that you're standing in right there.
Okay. I will
Those
just.
two are bookshelves, yeah.
I'll move in front of Septon
Cool.
then, and then I'm just gonna, I guess, hold my action. If anything hostile comes up the stairs, I'll attack. But
Sounds good.
otherwise, I'm just waiting until the rest of the team gets up here.
All right, Una. The webs holding the head away from the alarm are burning.
The what is what?
The webs that are holding the head up, preventing it from rolling into the sensors, are burning.
Okay, so I have a net now?
He turned and hands you a net.
How long is it? Can I even
It's the net item, so it has a range of 5 or 15 for disadvantage. If you can throw it on a creature and it's restrained. It can entrap and entangle foes. I guess we have to Blake to see like what does that mean for it still not rolling down the steps.
If you can creatively
Assume,
describe
like-
to me how you use it, it
It
could
like,
work.
The edges of the net are weighted to help it like hold things down, but
I mean, since it's like a weapon, that is the kind of net it is. Yeah.
so I mean you could try and just
yeet it?
You could. I mean, right now it is sort of hanging. You could theoretically wait for it to start rolling and try to put a net on it to prevent it from rolling any further.
Yeah, but I want to hurt it too.
if you do okay, here's the other tricky part. If you throw a net in there now,
It'll burn.
It'll
the net
also
will likely burn.
It'll burn.
On my turn, the burning will be done. You could hold an action and toss it like at the same time the burning ends and it starts to move. In
Yeah.
theory. I don't know. I just gave you a net and said,
Go to
"Do your
town.
best."
But I'd rather do damage to the head.
The head's. Just so you know, it is no longer healing its wounds because of the fire. It seems as though the burning is preventing it from regenerating.
Got it.
Are any of the motes of light still on?
Yeah, all of the light in the room is. Oh no, the motes of
No,
light
the-
went away when it went down the first time. Yeah.
Okay. Then I will. Could I climb up onto one of the pedestals to
I-
help with the net? No, but that would also be an action.
Yeah.
Right?
I would consider that an action. Yeah, to carefully climb up onto.
Yeah.
This
so
device.
I can't. But then I couldn't ready the net action.
And
Because I'd be taking the
Yeah.
acrobatics action.
you can arc the net over the.
You could do that.
Yeah.
It's unconscious, so the disadvantage is ruled out.
Yeah.
Hey, I might have a solution.
Everett also might have a solution.
We're plan A, plan B,
Yeah,
plan C,
yeah, that's
Everett.
Yeah. Do you want to hear mine?
Just
No?
talk. Just talk.
I want to
please
hear it
say
on his. I want to hear it on his turn.
Okay, cool.
Okay, fine.
Metagaming. There's enough of that.
Well, we're not metagaming. We're allowed to talk during combat. And we're discussing
That
playing it?
that rule stops applying when you're discussing your strategy of what you'll do in combat.
Okay.
It's been, it's 6 seconds. You don't have a whole lot of time.
Go.
Just
Then I'll
gotta just gotta take an action.
Okay, I'll just ready the net action if
Cool.
it rolls.
All right, Septon.
Septon, still unclear as to what's going on.
Yeah, fair enough.
He's gonna
I've been
I know, but even though you've been relaying it, he hasn't seen any of it, so it's a little,
Right.
it's weird.
Okay.
It's a weird situation.
Okay. Oh,
He's gonna.
Mute
So
myself.
wait, can we? Oh no, we can't stand there.
Well, yeah, that's a.
Okay, Septon will get in front of Shandi like Shandi got in front of him.
Well, you don't know. My guy's invisible.
Bump into Shandy.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Ugh.
Septon would walk into Shandi.
Ew, that's me, Septon.
My bad. And then go around him. And just kind of look and see Everett in there, I guess.
Yep.
And be like, Everett, thumbs up, thumbs down. Are we going in?
I don't think we're going in,
Okay.
but I would say thumbs sideways.
Oh, okay. I'll hang out up here, and something will just. I'll hold a whip attack if something
Okay.
shoots up the stairs.
Everett and his big plan.
Okay, is there any way I could hold a casting spell action for when the web is finally gone,
Yeah.
and have the spell be cast unseen servant with the objective to hold the head?
What's the casting time on Unseen Servant?
Oh fuck, that's the one freaking thing I didn't look at. But you know what? I have a plan B of the plans.
It's an action.
The casting time is 1 action. So.
It's an action.
cool.
I would sooner have you, if you hold the casting, it will be created when the web goes away, and it won't really be able to act on that. But if you create the thing now, it can be ready.
Does it take
Because
damage?
it can't do anything
Yeah.
unless you take a bonus action to command it to do something, and you can't hold the action and the bonus action.
Yeah, I can take damage.
Yep, I can.
So can I just hold the Misty Step action to do the same thing, but with Everett?
Into that space, yeah, you could.
Yeah, because also the head is not that big, right? I can share.
The only reason the head is a medium-sized creature is because of the big lights. It's a head-sized thing. So yes, Everett could be in that space.
Okay,
now
cool.
that this thing
Then
is
I'll do
inactive.
that.
All right, holding your action. The head does not regenerate because it's on fire.
It does take 2d4 fire
It's-
damage at that point.
It continues
And
to
then-
be at 0 HP,
At the top of my next turn,
which is now.
all the webbing has now burned.
All right, so
away.
we've got 2 held actions. Una, make your net attack.
What is that?
It's I think it's just dexterity check because I don't think you're proficient with nets.
Nope.
Well, if I may,
You may.
Everett is holding an action for when the web is gone. Una is holding an action for when the head starts to roll.
That's true.
Technically,
Everett goes
fire
first. All right, so Everett, Misty Steps.
Cast Misty Steps.
Kaboom! He catches the head. It's really gross. It's goopy.
Yucky.
But Una, as you get ready to throw the net, you see Everett appear and grab the head. And it seems as though the danger is over. The head is no longer moving.
Oh, I have an idea. Everett, toss me the head. Be careful not to hit that barrier.
Are you sure that I should do that?
Toss it.
All right, Michael, go ahead and make a. Nah, he can make that toss. I know he's a wizard, but he can make that toss.
I'll float over if he's worried about.
He
I'll
can
just
make
float
it.
over
He
and
makes
scoop
the-
it up, and then I float back over to the chest, and I say, like, we were never even here, and I just sort of like put it down like crooked. It won't
The flesh
hold
is
up.
like melted.
All right.
The hair is burned and kind of gross smelling. Yeah.
Sort of wipe
Should
off
I
my
do
hands.
another?
Yeah. Make another Constitution save.
I come up and like scoop I do the like backpack sort of lift on Una and just float her over the barrier.
18.
Yeah, 18 is enough to snap out of your paralysis.
Good job, guys. Since it's indicative that like something happened to the head, shouldn't we not just take it?
I don't want to be anywhere near that. Then let's go. Come on. Heather.
But it
no,
also might be good evidence.
Heather, no, I don't think it's a good idea. Actually, wait, it might be good evidence. Now I'm thinking about it. Una, be the voice of reason here. Do we take the head as evidence or no?
And also, it
No,
might
wait,
be.
that'll accuse us. Right?
Who's gonna
right,
do
right.
anything, even if we do have evidence?
The police?
The police?
Turn, you used to be the police.
All right, that's a good point. Let's get out of here immediately.
Or, I mean, maybe if it's here, maybe it's really important to this bad things plan, and we might be good to take it so it doesn't happen.
Why do you want this head so badly, Tether?
No, I mean,
I don't want it badly.
I see
Every
where
minute.
Tether's coming from, you know.
What?
I
Well.
do.
I think.
Oh, is everything okay down there?
Yeah.
Heather
Oh,
wants
and-
to take the head, Turn and I don't want to take the head. Everett seems to agree with Tether.
No head.
No head.
That's 3 no.
But he didn't even hear my reasoning.
Her reasoning is blah 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 blah.
No. Leave it here. Put it kind of where we found it is. It'll buy us some time. If we have it, you know.
We know
If
what
they
looks
find
like.
it in here, they go, oh, somebody was here. If they find us with it, they go, you were there.
Plus, I put it back exactly the way it was. No one's gonna know.
Well,
Right.
You hear some melted flesh just
Okay.
hit the ground.
Guys, we gotta go.
Fine.
You gotta go.
Like, the longer we're here, the more likely we're gonna get
Okay.
caught.
Alright, you leaving? So you go straight out? Do you check anything else?
No.
I say before we go out the door, Septon will, like, invisibility, like... Alright, guys, hear me out. Before we before we leave,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna invis, like, 2 of you. You're gonna go out. You're
I'm
gonna...
still invisible.
And if
you can just leave.
if you cast a new invisibility spell, Shandi's will go away.
True.
Right. Shandi's gonna leave. Shandi, once you're, like, alone...
Shandi's got the portals. Shandi
got the
leaving means
portals.
no more portals.
So I thought we were at the second
No.
floor. I thought we all
No.
went on through the
We're all
portals.
gonna
Oh,
go
okay.
through the portals. We're all gonna go through the portals. Then once we're in that hallway, Shandi's gonna leave, and Shandi, once you're like alone in the library, you ring us up, and I'll invis 2 more people, and they'll go out. Once they're like alone, they let us know again, and then the last 2. We'll do it as many times as we need.
Michael, did you use Everett's 4th level spell?
No.
I could just dimension door one of us like right out of here, like right onto the ground. So, who wants to go with me?
Just do that. Are we done in here?
That's my question.
I'm done.
Well,
We didn't touch the desk.
yeah, and like, someone will know somebody was here because of the head. Presumably, these 4 statues are going to attack when we touch the desk. Do we destroy the statues and see what's in the desk?
No, that'll make too much noise, I think.
Okay.
Tether, make an intelligence
I
check.
don't wa-
Just make an intelligence check flat for me.
Me?
Tether.
No.
A check or saving throw?
Check.
Why not saving throw?
Because there's nothing trying to adversely affect you right now.
I got a 3.
Okay.
I think that scream a few moments ago.
It did.
I think we should just get out of here immediately.
All right.
Coming.
Turn. You and me. Everett puts his
Alright.
hand on your shoulder and you.
Guess we're leaving.
Did
We left.
anyone else know Turn can float now?
He can what?
He can float now.
Yeah.
We're all learning new shit all the
Weird.
time. I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
Wait, how big are the locks in the desk?
Like keyhole sized.
Could I be a gnat?
You could be.
Not sure what you could do once you're in there.
It would be difficult to see when you're that small. You could get a general sense for what's in there, but
Do gnats have dark vision?
that's a good question too. You get the. It's probably not likely that there's lights inside the desks.
Okay, I just need to forget about the saving throw. I can go out from the window as a bug.
Great.
And once I'm on the other side, I can just signal when there's nobody around, and you can just manually unlock the door, and I can relock it once we're all out.
Okay.
Cool. Tether, you go towards the windows and turn into a bug.
Yeah.
Cool. As you get up and start crawling through the window, you stick your little bug leg through, and suddenly that's the tether hand again. You pull it back, and it's a bug again. You've experienced this before. It's an anti-magic field over the windows.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, I'm gonna do the same method I used to get in. I'm gonna Sheko, other side of the door.
Cool.
Swap.
So you all take the portals out into the hallway, I assume first. Yeah. Cool.
Right. Yeah.
Before dispelling that, and then you Sheko your way on out.
You're gonna instead of the. Do you want me to drop the invis on you and invis you and Tether so you can both get out once, and then Una and I'll leave last?
Sure.
Yeah. Then I'll drop the invis and then re-up it on Shanti and Tether.
I'm just
so they
gonna.
can-
Thanks for the bits, Phoenix. I don't know what it said though, and I won't.
So no head.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna just have the four of you make stealth checks at advantage to determine how smoothly you manage this this procedure.
24.
This sounds like a Lancer group check to me.
You're on Razor's Edge.
27.
Not on Razor's
Oh wait,
Edge.
you said with advantage.
Yeah, with advantage, because you got invisibility going and you're being careful.
Good thing for. Got an
Oh,
8
no.
there with advantage.
Buddy. Alright, Tether?
I got a 20.
Okay.
Should we Bonds of Trust?
You could.
Bonds of Trust.
Alright, roll it again.
Hey.
Is
The
it...
best one is still an 8.
Wow, bud. Okay.
I rolled an 8 and 2 nat 1s.
Alright,
Nat.
even with the bonds of trust, Septon doesn't do a great job getting out.
That's okay.
So the rest of you do a pretty phenomenal job getting out, so who knows? Alright, where you going?
Well, I guess Shandi and the way this would have to work would be that Shandi and Tether left
They made it out fine.
a while ago, and then
Una has made it out stealthily. You get the sense that if somebody was watching, they would have seen you exit.
yeah, the door open and close on its own.
Yeah. You don't know. You don't notice necessarily that anybody did, but you don't know if they did or did not.
Alright. I'll leave the library then.
Simul-
So we don't lock the door?
The only person who can lock the door is Shandi.
And Everett, but he's not here.
Oh, and Everett.
I thought Shandi went back.
Shandi has already
No.
left, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Shandi could wait until I leave and then go back and lock it really quick.
That was the plan that
That was
I
the original plan.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I
Realized,
thought
yeah.
the plan was.
All right. You will be visible when you do that, though, because your invisibility is gone. Because you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine though, because Sheko's the one locking the door, not me. Assuming I'm
Well-
just sending him behind a closed door.
Right, but you have to switch places with him to do that.
Oh, true.
You have to switch back and forth. So one more stealth check from you.
No.
Honestly,
Should've
I
done
could. If I meet up with Sean
21.
somewhere in the library, okay.
Okay, cool.
You're good. It's a surprisingly well coordinated effort, but you managed to get out. You've locked the door. You've left very little sign of you ever being there. Where are you going now?
Home.
Cool. Yeah, you meet up back in your room. No alarms have been sounded. No guards are patrolling. I mean, they're guards, but they're just doing what they normally do. As far as you could tell, nobody has any idea what you were just up to.
Quiet.
Hut.
Quiet.
Shall we discuss in a moment? Septon says, making a dome-shaped hand shape with his hands.
Shall we discuss?
Hut. Smoke.
All right.
Smoke.
Hut it up.
Septon.
Hut it up.
Septon will ritually cast Tiny Hut because I think I'm out of 3rd level spell
I
slots.
believe that. Cool, yeah. The hut. Inside your house,
second it's up.
outside your house.
Oh, we'll say inside.
Cool.
The second is up. What if he revives the head, and it tells him?
We can't have a plan for everything.
Yeah.
What was the head
Okay.
like?
Like a mummy.
Looked like a mummified head.
Was it like talking? Was it how
No, it's
sentient?
Screamed
It
once.
screamed. It smiled.
Okay,
It grimaced in pain.
maybe it's just like a like one of the living statues where it doesn't like have like a brain. It's the word, a construct or something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I guess. But... Hmm,
We could be fucked.
yeah.
But again, there's
Here's-
no proof it was us. Someone broke in. In fact, if we
Unless the
hear
head
about
can speak.
Here's
right,
Oh, but there's no proof beyond that.
here.
It could be disguised as that. Sorry, Una, you go ahead.
Here's how I'm seeing it. Based on the diary, the lab, all of this is gonna come bite us in the butt eventually. It's just a matter of how much we know.
So what we do know is this: he was taken by a paid-weir when he was a kid and controlled all his life. How did he draw the sketchbook? Maybe he sometimes had cognizance. Who knows? And so then he made this program in order to make 5 strong, healthy vessels for him and his kin for a ritual.
To build an empire. And also had
To
nothing
build
it had nothing to do with the band of heroes. They were just also it seemed to be a separate plan, unrelated to you guys.
That's ridiculous.
didn't
I'm
they-
nobody's vessel.
The band of
Well,
heroes
he-
seemed in their letters pretty against him
Yeah.
being a dickhead all the time, and he seems to have them convinced that he's trying to do something good.
No, I wasn't talking about that. Let me
Gotcha.
look at where are the letters?
I can pull them back up for you. They're in the journal entries tab, which you should have access to, but let me...
Una, could I have my net back?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Tuck it back in my bag. Never know when you'll need one of those.
So you float now?
Sometimes. What do you mean now? I couldn't do it before?
I just haven't. I don't think I'd seen it before.
Hi. I haven't done much fighting since I got back, but occasionally I had to fight some things off in the under. Wait, I don't remember that.
In South Nildor, you certainly probably had to fight some stuff off.
Occasionally I had to fight off some like vampire spawn here or there. There's this strange energy I can sort of. It sort of comes at my command. It bolsters some of my attacks and helps me move about, and that's one of the things I can do. It just sort of, it feels like wind, but more solid. Also, I'm echoing.
No, it's just cool. That's all.
Oh, Oreo, thank you.
There
Goodbye.
goes.
What?
the stand-in for when one of you guys isn't here is it likes to break. So
I think isn't that Discord, like if you don't speak for like an hour, Discord will just end your call.
no, the camera is on right now, and it's
mic?
giving us and the mic. It's all working. It just this computer and Discord don't get along too well. Like all of Discord crashes, and then I have to restart it. Is how that. This one ends up going.
We can't just like get like a bot that'll join in.
We could probably, and that's probably a better solution.
I could just join from another computer.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, I guess someone else could too. Yeah, if that one's a pain, but whatever. Too late. Too little. Too late.
Bot's probably the best plan, actually. I'll look into that because this is a fucking hassle.
Did we see something else in the lab? I'm trying to.
Yeah, there was
journal entry.
journal entry.
Yeah, I'm reading the journal entry too. Other than
I mean, there
those
was
two,
Fair.
other general knowledge.
Oh.
Yeah, there was.
Everett,
Like
they
notes on
did say
us.
something about the ghost.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
I was gonna get to that.
It was a lot of like densely written and weirdly manic information in there. The stuff that stuck out to you without getting really a ton of time to look at it was notes on your abilities, vague ideas about what you guys should fight in the future, some ideations about like physically splitting a cool she into multiple pieces, some stuff about the past and trying to remember their life, but that's all you saw in there.
Yeah, so for the information provided, so the little journal entry had the hand over the kid growing up and then the hand over us while the kid cried.
Mhm.
And then in the lab we saw about something splitting and also about creating an empire. So I just am guessing that it wants to split into us and use us as we grow when we're super strong.
Right. What you know
to-
about Pay to Wear, though, is it can this one that you think you're dealing with can control 5 people. Just one cool she. It has 5 souls that it can use, so it wouldn't have to split the cool she. That seemed like some other weird. You'd have to study that book in more detail in order to determine what his plan was there.
Yeah, it mentioned the ghost, and also
Yeah.
a worm.
So there's 2 mentions of worm. One was a worm hunt.
Worm hunt with a Y,
Y.
and then
Yeah.
the worm was spelled
other
with
was
an
like-
O.
Yeah, so I think they're different.
Yeah.
Always.
Isn't? Oh, can I
Suspiciously
history?
similar, but
Can I history check worm with a Y?
Yeah. You don't really have. I mean, you don't have to history check it. It refers to draconic creatures.
Right. Okay. What was the context of worm with a Y?
the band of heroes were on a worm hunt, and they were like, "We'll get back to you." Wait, we are.
The 7th of Fillmore's.
Yeah, we are disposed on a worm hunt at the moment, and must replenish our ranks. Yeah, you can.
Do we know how many people are in the Band of Heroes? 4. So to replenish our ranks, I think that's another pair-to-wear that can split into 4 and is controlling the Band of Heroes. And they talked about a fallen brother that we must mourn. I think that was the one we killed in that town.
22.
22. So the Headmaster is a cool she. The Band of Heroes is also a cool she.
Pay to Wear. Cool she is just a.
Pay to wear. I'm sorry.
You're good. There's a lot. There's
A lot. Yeah. Pay to wear. Blah 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 blah.
The creator of the pay to wear, Lord of the Fractured Star. Sorry, I'm shouting. There
Yeah.
was a mention of. Where is it?
It's the letters. Last one.
Yeah.
May you walk
Hey.
in the light of the fractured star. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Band of Heroes, pay to wear confirmed. Illuminati done.
Also,
This has
wasn't
been
one of
another
the,
episode of DPS. Bye, everybody.
one of the pay to wear that is listed as unknown is called the hero.
Uh-huh.
So that's definitely the Band of Heroes. right?
Well, weren't they numerically ranked? And we surmised that would be like how many they can split
Right.
off to.
The beast was 3 and is dead. The hero is 4. The tyrant is 5. That's who we're dealing with. The parish.
The parish was 3. The beast.
Oh, the parish was 3. The beast was 1. Okay, and then the fool is 2, and is contained, to our knowledge.
Okay, so we do have to be aware that while the headmaster is 1 vessel, there is 4 more potentially. Everett needs to be careful.
Yeah, that's a little concerning. I guess, I mean, I don't have like a body like you all do, so maybe it can't possess me in the same way that it can possess you, so it's not as interested in keeping me around.
Interesting.
Do we know, can I history check for any deity, entity, thing of worm with a 0?
With a
Worm
0?
with an O.
Yeah, go for it.
Elite worm.
7.
I mean, you know about worms, like
Yeah.
the bug.
Yeah. Gross. Cool.
I mean, I guess with a 7, sometimes people call shit people they don't like worms,
Right.
but no deities or creatures really spring to your mind. Worms, when referring to like purple worms, it's with a U. So.
Oh.
Too many worms.
Worm. Gross.
Also, another reason why they might want to get rid of you, Everett, don't you have a spell that can force something possessing something to get out?
Yeah, I do, and we have some scrolls of that too, actually, which we should like hold on to and be very careful about, because those might be very handy.
Are we gonna exercise Casimir Orient?
It's a big move, but
That's
you know,
pretty exciting.
you cut off the head
We just rush him.
and the body
Get him in the.
follows.
We get him in the dome. We tackle him and we exercise him.
Capture him in my net.
You capture him in the net. We throw
Web,
the dome up
net,
around
we
him,
entangle, we dome.
and then we
Well,
just fucking.
I can like make the thing get out of him, but it doesn't get rid of the thing. So we'd have to have like a plan for what we're gonna do once that thing, A, knows we know about it, and B, gets. And it's not a guaranteed thing, you know. It might
Yeah,
be
there's a
able to-
chance.
There's a chance
Yeah.
it could succeed, but you're right, though. That might also be a reason it doesn't like me. I like it. It's a bold plan. We just got to be ready for what happens after.
If we're doing that bold plan, should we get more bold in seeing the cognizance of our teachers?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, too. We just have to keep in mind, as soon as this thing knows we're onto it, our chances at getting it,
Hey, we're...
its leader, is probably, goes down a little bit.
What
Maybe
was
we do a
the-
hot springs episode.
What was
What does
the
that
thing?
mean?
Observe my
The
tactics.
Hey, Simon, thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate it. 2 months.
No, this is no. Tether's onto something here. We get our teachers naked,
No.
and then we can see if they have the symbol on them.
What was the entity with the 3 souls?
The parish.
Erish.
Dead.
Then never mind.
He's killed. You also, you know, I mean, while you're here, go ahead. You don't have to roll for it.
Just,
You know that the tyrant took control of the parish, allowing it to not be in control of 5 entities at once, but 8. You remember?
But does that carry over when the parish dies?
The parish is dead.
Or do we just... Yeah.
The parish is dead, so it can't control the parish anymore.
Yeah.
But you know of other pay-to-wear, and also there were notes that you got in the Crimean archives that basically said, if a pay-to-wear ever discovers it can control another pay-to-wear, that would be very, very bad news indeed.
So we can assume that it carried over, maybe?
No, not necessarily, but you do know that there's another pay-to-wear coming here soon.
Oh, yeah. True.
The tyrant will take over.
The 7th of Filmoris, the band of heroes arrives.
How far away is that?
A month-ish. So
And we've
right now
got a month.
it's the 28th of Seleucius. After that you have Peloris, and then Filmoris is the month after that. So you have a little over a month.
We could also start, like, I don't know, some, like, the Band of Heroes, are they affiliated with a country?
No, not a country. No, they operate primarily in Zymor,
Up in, yeah.
but they're not like affiliated with the country of Zymor. That's just sort of where they operate.
Do we know who they are?
Individually, you probably have to look more into that. Who the current members of the Band of Heroes are? What you know
Also,
about?
they talked about refreshing their ranks, so they will be probably some might be different.
You know that it's a group, always 4 heroes who are adventuring. You know that their origins trace back actually to the creation of Hagen Estate, where Emethet Hagen hired them to deal with all the weird shit that was going on around here.
That's very artful.
It's a good angle.
I was trying to, like, what if we start a national emergency so they can't come, but that might be a little drastic.
I mean, I don't hate that cut the head off the snake, because really, if we can get Orien, the real Orien, talking, we're gonna get all the answers we need. You know, if anybody knows everything that's going on right now, it's him. But you know, it's a risky move. So
Does he? How conscious is he if he's being controlled by something?
Well, he had the flip
Yeah.
book.
Rat. I guess you're right. I don't know. Do we know any? I mean, Johnson had the thing in him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's dead.
Didn't really remember.
So we can't ask him. I don't know. You got possessed by a ghost once, Una. How much of that do you remember?
I don't know. How much do I remember?
You remember the whole thing. It was like
Oh.
you were watching it from within
Yeah.
your body, but you weren't really able to enact
It's like,
anything.
yeah, it's like, I know it's happening, but I can't control anything.
So maybe it's like that, maybe it's not, because these aren't undead. They are like fey constructs, right?
Right?
Maybe he's been watching for a long time.
Could be.
Yeah, but we'd have to be worried not only about the thing we force out, but also the other
Right.
possessed people that are presumably
Not
can't.
funny.
It's pretty funny.
Right. You know, it's a risky move, but it does get us to our end
Unless
goal.
we ambush
quicker.
him on the road.
What?
What?
Unless we ambush him on the road.
I mean, we could actually. We know when he's coming back, and we know how he gets
true.
to the cap, where he is, and how he gets to and from the capital. So.
Does he have like an escort?
Well, I mean, I don't know that myself. I just know his schedule.
You could catch him between Kelshar and here.
It's like an hour. It's like an hour walk. So.
We know the road well. We walk it a lot. I walk it like 2 or 3 times a week.
We could definitely set something up for Monday to just get him.
Let's sleep on it. I also think we should really consider, before that, trying to see if our teachers are,
Yeah.
possessed. I mean, let's think about it, Most of the things we've seen have been on people's necks, right? But that's only like one person.
2.
It's a little lower than neck. It's like upper back in the neck area.
The trapeze.
Okay.
Yeah, generally would be covered by clothing.
Does Braum
not
wear
core-
a shirt during tactics?
Brum wears full armor during tactics. Korel wears
Right.
very loose garments. You could definitely see that spot on Korel just by standing behind them.
Okay.
Septon really liked my hot
Elithus got
springs
like a
idea.
turtleneck robe, so you're...
Yeah, Elith is going to be tricky to get her clothes off. Colrail's not going to be.
Don't
No
say it
problem.
like that.
It's what we got to do, Una! Colrail is... That's not a huge issue I'm worried about.
Well, so here's the conversation. If we can confirm Colrail, do we loop them in?
Isn't Corel able to? Is Corel able to? Shapeshift?
Brew. Could they hide it somehow?
In theory.
I mean, is it a
And when
magical
you-
shapeshift?
I have
Because I
this
could.
really good idea about
Yeah.
That is a good idea, but anything that seems like an attack would be rough. I have a really great idea about Brom and Elita.
No.
All right, fine.
No,
I'm so
share
sorry.
with the class.
Share.
Okay, so in the week that I've been here, there's this really strange tension between the two of them.
Yeah.
And I think it might be a wee bit sexual.
Wait,
So-
no, in our lessons we've already been through this, right? Because I got through Trinity stuff, I think.
Oh,
So
right.
you already know.
So here's what I think. We spark that flame, get things going, put them in a room together, wait for nature to take its due course.
Are we gonna
And
parent trap them?
And we're peeping in through the windows, waiting to see those neck marks
I'm
flying
out.
around.
I'm out.
Turn that is morally compromised on so many levels.
So
Well,
is
that's
possessing
Gotta
be.
someone.
What is worse, possession or spying on someone?
I hate that I'm saying this. Not a bad idea.
You know, unironically, guys, it would be great if we had Balthazar.
Yeah.
Because you could uninhibit people. And when people are uninhibited, like...
Oh right, is that your strange hourglass friend I heard about?
Yeah, you'll get to the Balthazar lesson, unfortunately.
I've gotten some of it already, but oh, more happened. Right.
Septon, you do have a lead on Balthazar.
What, he killed Russ?
Yep.
That's not a lead.
Well, you haven't been to see anything. There
I-
might
I
be
should go-
evidence there.
I do need to go pay my respects to
Who'd he
someone
kill?
Professor
The-
Russell, the demon
Right,
hunter.
right.
Yeah. Except he needs to go pay his respects to the guy he got killed.
Yeah. Did Balthazar ever mention, like, a way he could be summoned? I know in the hourglass form he said, like, it was just kind of us saying his name.
Right. I think to
But-
summon a demon and have control over it, you gotta know, like, its real name.
Right.
And Balthazar was not his real name.
Mm-hmm.
Also, summoning a demon is a little above my skill level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, we might be on okay terms, as good as you can with a demon.
I don't know, as soon as...
He didn't murder us, like, the second he...
Right, but he didn't
Got
seem
freedom.
to... But he didn't
Yeah,
seem
but
to
also
give a
we
shit
didn't-
about us either. as
Yeah, and
soon
also
as
we
he was
didn't free him when he asked
Yeah.
us, and we
God,
kept him trapped more
It
longer.
worries me all the
More
time
like-
that technically Mel freed him,
Yeah.
meaning he might now like Mel.
Um,
So we're planning on assaulting the headmaster, coercing two of our professors into a romantic entanglement, potentially summoning a demon.
And I'm gonna be real. you
And
gotta
prom is in a month!
And like that's where we end. I feel like we end the session there.
Of Riverdale.
That is an episode of Riverdale.
Honestly.
All right. Well, we will pick up next week from there as you guys decide what you want to do and enact those plans. Thank you guys for playing. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not currently playing a game of Dungeons and Dragons, you should, because you can fucking play basketball with a with a disembodied magical head, and you can't do that in any other game. So, yeah.